We're back again, people. Race for Europe, 12th man, Monday evening. A weekend of football that has seen us go into yet another international break. Big up to the panel. We have someone missing. It isn't Deji. He is going to be with us. Errol is not here. Now, in his defense, he did tell me he wasn't going to be here a few days ago. So what I've been trying to do for the last 4 hours, maybe 5 or 6 hours, is find a Liverpool fan that can come on to replace him. None of them are available. Nobody. Not one of them is available. Oh, I'm not about tonight. Oh, I'm not feeling too well. Oh, I'm taking the kid out. Oh, sorry, mate. I won't be able to come on. I'm afraid that is a massive, massive, massive L for all of the Liverpool fans. They already had to take an L getting smoked to Manchester City, but for nobody to feel they need to come on at least hold the L. It's mad. I messaged Tom. Tom's not about. I messaged Jamie Phillips. Jamie Phillips is already on a stream. Cal is out with his boy. Drifty, not well. Roms, still no answer. Monts, he's on a train. Big up to Monts. He did say he'd come on, but he's on a train and coming back from Birmingham, I think he's trying to get to. He's the only one who said, I will try and jump on. But let's just be real. It's poor. It's poor. So we can cook Errol and we can cook Liverpool, but obviously, Errol's not going to be here. So you have to hold next week when he comes on. Big up to everyone that is here. Big up to Charlie, Billy, Pete, Wolfie, and LB. Wolfie, are you going to Hawaii or something, bro? What's going on?
This guy is wearing sunglasses. He's 19th in the table. Absolute shame.
I don't need shame. Never had it. Never will have
19th in the table, and you've rocked up with the shades on.
You in a title race now, Charlie?
Could well be, mate. 6 points.
Oh,
we're not talking about that right now. This is not about me right now.
Yeah.
Well, look,
I've taken 3 points. That's all I know. Big up to you, LB, as well, my fellow 3-point collector.
And me.
I would have had my shades on, man, but I'm not associating myself with you.
Where's your Hawaiian shirt, bro? Where's your Hawaiian shirt?
Oh dear, Wolfie probably didn't get the LB didn't get the memo from Wolfie. That's what it is. Look, people, do me a favor, hit the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. We've got nearly 300 people in here already. Big up to both Wolfie and of course LB for the raids. There was a bit of problems with StreamYard. I don't quite know, but me and Charlie and Billy backstage were having a bit of a laugh of it. They've put some new thing on StreamYard where you can stream in portrait or landscape, and I've clearly clicked the wrong button, and we were basically streaming in both. So it was a very, very funny thing.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Is that why it was weird when I put the raid on?
What happened?
Literally had no idea what it was, but
so what it is, guys, for you lesser YouTubers that don't understand these things, you can now stream in landscape and vertical at the same
stream to Instagram and TikTok.
They create 2 streams for you.
So if someone clicked on his video, it would have had 2 videos.
Yeah.
No, it creates 2 streams.
No, sorry, it creates 2, so you can view in whatever view you want.
So you know the shorts thing that they keep trying to make us do, and they don't pay anything for. So that's what they're trying to push.
It's trying to get and obviously Instagram and TikTok's normally in portrait in it, so I suppose they're making it a streaming platform for that. But I don't know. God knows what it was, but we sorted it out.
Anyway, mate, I'm not being funny, but we're 5 minutes in here. My team just beat Liverpool. Mate. Yeah. So what are we doing here?
LB, your team's beaten Liverpool, and my team's beaten Liverpool this season.
And my team's beating Liverpool as well. Next.
Couldn't beat Liverpool.
Well, that's because Arteta went there and shit himself. Yeah. I bet he regretted it
either. So yeah,
thinking to himself, probably should have actually tried. You know what I mean? Went there with that proper negative midfield, didn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, we're going to come to Arsenal because we need to talk Arsenal as well. But let's start with Manchester City. Make sure you're following the sponsors of tonight, OK Jerseys, and of course Match Bingo in the live chat. Make sure you're using the code POTS for Match Bingo as well. If you are downloading it, because you get a discount. And good luck to all of you. LB, you cooked. Doku cooked. Haaland scored again. if I'm honest with you, Manchester City smoked them and were quite worrying as far as I'm concerned. They were a very, very, very good performance from your boys. And has this now given you the confidence that you are going to go and win the league? Because that's what everybody's talking about now. Manchester City
feeling
are
confident,
sharp
bro.
chasing. So go
I'm
on.
feeling confident, man. I feel like my team is be getting better and better, and we are. I feel like we've found a settled team, man. And we put Liverpool in the blender yesterday. Yeah, they couldn't deal with us, mate. Yeah, couldn't deal with us. Men v boys at times during that game. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Someone said that Szoboszlai shot was their first shot on target in the game. Do you know what I'm saying? They got handled, mate. Yeah, big time. And I think what I'm on about refereeing decisions because they were terrible. Yeah, I'm saying at the end of the day, yeah, there's only one team that deserved to win that game yesterday. It was Manchester City. Yeah, and to be honest with you, you got to look at it. It was 3-0 because it could have been more. Yeah, that first half, we got into good spaces, a little bit wasteful at times.
Missed the pen.
We missed a pen as well. Yeah, which was a penalty in my opinion. But yeah, man, just looking good, mate. And that's our three best performances back to back to back since the Villa game. We've put in our three best performances of the season. So things are coming along nicely. It still pisses me off for the Villa game because he kind of fucked the team up a little bit there that day. And obviously we had injuries in the midfield. But yeah, man, since then, three best performances of the season. Looking good. Haaland's still scoring goals even when he didn't even play. I didn't think Haaland even played well yesterday. I thought his touch was off, yet he still got the goal. And everyone's just leveled up as an individual. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what Ruben Diaz was saying after the game. He said we all need to level up as individual players, and that's what everyone's doing. Nunez, unbelievable. Nico O'Reilly, unbelievable. Yeah. In the chat says LB, you look better defensively. I've been telling people for weeks that we've improved defensively, man. But people didn't want to see it. Yeah, now people are seeing it. Yeah. We've been decent defensively this season. Yeah, we have. But people are so slow to catch on because they just think of City last year. Well, our defense is decent. It's not saying it's near Arsenal's level, but it's decent level, man. So yeah, things are good. Positive stuff. The positive vibes. That's one loss in last 15 games now, I think it was. And things are looking good, man. You know, no injuries. Rodri's coming back. Rodri and Nico G, by the way, both not in the Spain squad, so they're both going to be fresh for the Newcastle game, which will be nice. Yeah, man, things are just looking good. Yeah, and if we can go to Newcastle and win there, do you know what I'm saying? I think people will be like, yo, City are on it. So yeah, very happy. And obviously with Arsenal dropping points on Saturday, which I did not expect, it boosted it even more. So yeah, buzzing, man.
Is it fair to say you're a reactionary fan, LB?
Explain what you mean.
Because I feel like I've had more chest for you lot winning the league this season than you have. And now you're suddenly getting all hyped up. Because when I was telling you...
I think I've always said we will be in the mix. I've always said we'll be in the mix.
No, don't do it, Charlie, and give me this mix, man. You're not a DJ, right? Mix and winning are two different things.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah? So please don't lower yourselves to Charlie's standards, bro.
Hold on.
Yeah, but for me to commit... Yeah, but the thing is for me, yeah, you don't understand why my position was my position. My position was, I think, yeah, City had a team that can go and win the league. My question was always, how quick would we find that 11, and would it be too late? Would Arsenal have already been, too far ahead? And I think we've now found our 11. I think we found our 11 that can go and do it, and we're 4 points behind Arsenal. So now I'm sitting there. And by the way, yeah, you don't know this, right? And the City fans in the chat are probably bored of me saying this, but our record against the big teams has been horrific for 2 years. So that win yesterday, not only was it massive because we beat Liverpool, we've finally beaten a big team. We're not beating Liverpool for years. We're not beating Arsenal for years. Didn't beat him in a 4-peat year, by the way, either. We flat-track bullied everyone to that league. Yeah, so that was another reason why yesterday was such a turning point in the season, because it's finally shown that we can beat the best teams in this league, man. So yeah, I've got chest now. But we need to kick on and go and win that Newcastle game now.
But if you lose to Newcastle, was your chest on again?
Hey, you ain't fucking losing to Newcastle.
If we
are
lose
not
to
Newcastle.
Wait, I'm not going to say that. I'll speak about that if we lose to Newcastle. Yeah, but right now I'm buzzing. I feel like we can go and do it. Yeah, and
you see, again, that's not the right answer. If you lose to Newcastle, you're still in the title race.
It's hypotheticals.
You're 19th.
Yeah, you are. 19th.
I'm 19th. My standards are higher than yours, bro. What are you
No, they're
talking
not.
about?
You just had shades on in your 19th. You talking about standards.
Yeah, I couldn't see the screen clearly. I'd take them off.
Oh,
Yeah, so my standards are higher than yours, man. If I was sitting where you're
standards are higher than
sitting,
mine,
I'd
but
be
you
here
wear
saying,
shades
"Pots,
when
get
you're
out of the
19th in
way."
the league. So you're 19th in the league and you're wearing shades and you're saying your standards are higher.
Yeah, and if I was sitting second in the league, 4 points behind Arteta, I'd be saying, "Pots, get out of the way." Not, yeah, I think we're back in this title race,
I
maybe.
think we're going to win the league now.
Oh, finally, we get there. Finally.
But you already
I had
said
to
that.
press you
I
to
know you
get
wanted
that
to-
chest
You
out of
already
you,
said
man.
that when you were
Those are-
sorting your camera out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I already said
Well, I
it, bro.
apologize if I missed it.
Yeah, you missed it, man.
Let's be real. Manchester City were never really out of the title race, to be fair to them. I did remember saying when we played them and it was 1-1. I remember thinking both these teams ain't winning the league. And I really thought Liverpool 5-5, getting their way across the line would be fine. They got absolutely pummeled yesterday.
It was
Like
shocking.
ridiculously pummeled. They were so bad. It was crazy how bad they were. For them to even call that a fight was just a shambles, to be fair. Manchester City were far better than them. They were superior to them. And also, to be fair to Manchester City, it weren't like LB said, just looking at Haaland, because I've been guilty in the past of saying Haaland gets injured, I think they're screwed. I still think that, by the way, because I don't think Manchester City are going to have anywhere near the level of goals that he's going to have. However, some of their players are now starting to look really good, man. O'Reilly's looking good at left back. Nunez, to be fair, that's an unbelievable cross, in my opinion. I think Nico Gonzalez has now actually arrived at Manchester City. It looks pretty good. And Doku doesn't just spin round and round anymore. He actually shoots and scores. So I actually do feel like they've got, and Ryan Turkey needs to be added to that list as well. So I do think City have got another couple of weapons. I don't think it's just all on Haaland. I think that's unfair to say that now. And if I'm honest, the one that everybody, and Deji will be on in a minute, and I'll ask him the same question. Everybody said Pep's finished, he's had enough, and he wants out of Manchester City. I was starting to see a little bit more hunger now. I see the 1000th game. I saw his interview where there was a lot of nice messages from managers bigging him up.
He's ready to go.
He's ready, man.
He's on
ready
it
to
again,
go
yeah.
He's ready to go again. So, yeah, I feel like Manchester City, people are saying putting shark emojis on. Where were they the week before and the week before that? It's not like they've gone away, is it? Manchester City have always been there. I don't really get where this whole, oh my God, Arsenal have dropped. Well, that's it. They're fucked. Man City have won it. I don't see that yet. I'm not there yet. Maybe I will be in a few weeks if things don't, if things go pear-shaped for us. But Manchester City are looking good. That's all I can comment on is how they're looking right now. Wolf, you've had them to win the league from day dot, right?
Yeah, and I still think they will. I think if you're looking at it from a Man City paradigm here, if, the fans that they have with more chest than LB would be saying it's a 1 point gap. That's really how they should be approaching it, because they've still got to play you at their home ground. And they've got to have the chest to say, yeah, we fancy ourselves against Arsenal.
I hear that.
So that's a 1 point deficit. So as soon as that.
Oh,
excellent point, Wolfie.
Mid standards. He's also got shit internet.
Oh, sorry, I'm back.
His club's in the bottom three and his internet's in the fucking bottom three.
It's not bloody audio mixer. Never overspend on stuff when you don't understand how to use the technology.
Bro, look at my setup, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Just fucking wing it, bro.
Playing like your chest, man. Playing like your chest.
In the background, mate, and it's all good.
But no, my point is, even if that gap is 8 points in Jan, is technically, from a Man City paradigm, they should be thinking it's only 5.
That's true.
That
is true.
Yeah.
Because I think the game is late April when you two play each other. So that would be my worry from, fuck's sake. That would be my worry from an Arsenal perspective. I want to break.
No, I agree. I actually agree.
Someone else
agree
talk.
with a lot of
Mate,
I agree with a lot of what you
mate.
said. Because obviously we've been here before, right? We've seen it before with Arteta. But I do feel Arsenal are different, and I do feel Man City are different. This isn't the Man City that did the four-peat and the treble, and this isn't the Arsenal that had Rob Holding when Saliba got injured. So I think it is going to be slightly different, but I've always scared of City, man, because I've got PTSD and I'll never write off Pep. Haaland's unbelievable, and I don't think he was the best player on the pitch yesterday. So for me, I do think that Manchester City have got a great chance.
But they're the one team, innit, Potts? The one team you don't want chasing you in a situation. You could have any team.
I said, Charlie, yeah.
Down,
I wanted
if
one of the teams had to win yesterday. I wanted it to be Liverpool. I didn't want it to be City. And then I had Jordan and a few others say, I want Liverpool to lose, man. I'm still worried that when it clicks, they'll be unstoppable. I was like, no. Man City are the ones I want away from us, mate. So yeah, Pete, you had Arsenal to win the league. Do you now change that, or do you still think it's like that means nothing this weekend? It's still in Arsenal's sort of Arsenal still favourites for you?
No, it absolutely means something. You're in the driving seat still, albeit you had one job at the weekend and you didn't do it. But
yeah, we'll talk about that.
But you look, you're still in the driving seat. But it absolutely means something this weekend, because for me, watching that game, I saw that felt like a bit of a light bulb moment for Man City. Like everything kind of clicked, everything like switched on, and you could see the confidence around the pitch. Doing what they did to Liverpool, it's like, yeah, we're ready to go now. And it wasn't just Haaland. It was, I mean, look, LB, we talked about Docker a couple of weeks ago on here, and that guy is just unreal, man. Like when people were writing him off, it was just a case of he just needed a little bit more time. Sometimes players need a little bit more time to settle in clubs. Some players can't just constantly come in and just hit the ground running like that. They need a little bit of time. And now he's had his feet under the table for a bit of time. He understands what Pep wants of him. He now understands what Man City need of him in this team. You are now seeing a player that could absolutely light up the Premier League this season. And for him to do that to Liverpool, he's got massive potential of going on and absolutely destroying teams. And for me personally, I'm absolutely bricking it for 2 weeks' time, because he is going to run right on us. But look, Gonzalez was good. I thought Foden played well. I thought your defense looked solid. I think your goalkeeper coming in has just changed things. He is just such a commanding, big physical presence. It's one thing I always want in my goalkeeper. I want a big, tall, physical goalkeeper that can put himself about, make big saves. None of this fancy stuff with the ball at his feet. That's a last thing for me. You need to be big, physical, put himself about, make big saves, and Big Donna can do that. He is absolutely quality, and for me, he'll win you 12 to 15 points this season.
Yeah,
he'll win you 12 to 15 points when you need it. When it comes to the business end of the season, and you're going to grounds, and you're going to need to nick maybe a point, 3 points, and you're 1-0 up late in games, and you need someone to kind of almost not bail you out, but to get that result. Like Big Donnarumma will do that, because he's done that for PSG. He's done that for PSG last season. He made big saves in big moments that kept them in games that ended up them winning the big trophies. And I think he's going to do the same.
Don't I know it?
Well, there you go. And I was there. And look, you're at the table. Now you've got to go on a run. I fully expect you to go and make it 4 in the next game. And then it's about what you can do after that. If you can go on a big run and really put a big run together, I think you're gonna be right up there, right in the mix. You're putting pressure on Arsenal, which you also haven't had recently. They've been winning matches. Everyone's been dropping points. Now they're looking over their shoulder. Like you can tell from what Potts is saying, Arsenal now looking over their shoulder, and they're going to be now worried about what Man City are doing. Is that going to affect Arsenal's performances? Let's wait and see.
Can I just say one thing on Pep just before my camera dies again? So I was talking to Daps earlier, and he raised this point. I think he's right. Pep obviously went through a divorce last season, which would have affected him heavily, his family life and everything else. And he just looks like he's sorted now. And I tend to agree with what Daps was saying. Like, he looks sorted, he looks focused, he looks back on it, looks like he's sorted his off the field issues out. That's another reason to be scared of what Man City can do.
Not only that, though, I don't think people realise just quite how much shit went on at our football club last year. You had our captain walk out the football club in January, right? And things were going south, yeah? And I don't believe the official storyline because it's factually incorrect. He walked out. You had Bernardo Silva come out in an interview and say, I've realised which players I can go to war with this year. You know how mad that is? Yeah? He's basically saying these players in that dressing room aren't giving 100%. You know what I mean? You had players like Kevin De Bruyne who came out and said, our midfield is soft. Bernardo come out and said, we play like a bunch of 14-year-olds. Yeah? You had Edison who couldn't save nothing. Our defence was atrocious. Yeah, like it was a miracle that we finished third. We probably one of Pep's best achievements, if I'm completely honest with you. So when you actually understand everything that's gone on, and I tell you what, I've never bought a Pep Guardiola book. I don't really read too much shit, but when he does his next book, yeah, and it's about last season, I'm going to buy it because I want to know exactly what went on last year. I think so much shit went on behind the scenes that we'll never fully understand until it comes out in a few years' time, man. But yeah, he seems on it. You know, when he's in the press conferences, you can just tell he's dialed in. I think last year hurt him. You know what I mean? Because people doubted him. Some City fans doubted him. Maybe some of the players doubted him. The media was onto him. The rival fans were laughing. He was getting cooked everywhere he was going. And I think it hurt him. I think it hurt him inside. And I think this year he's like, that ain't fucking happening again. And he made a couple of errors this season. Spurs at home, didn't quite get the lineup there. Villa away, didn't quite get the lineup right there, although we'd have no midfielder. So
the Brighton game weren't great either, second half.
Yeah, but was that down to him? I'm not sure if that was him or the players. But basically, the point I'm making is he's not really making too many errors. He's getting a lot of stuff right. You know what I'm saying? I thought he got all the stuff that he did yesterday, everything right. Starting 11, bang on. The sub for Cherky, for Savinho, bang on. So everything was just good. Everything, he just looks on it. The whole club just like looks alive again. Because last year it was bad, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? And bro, how we got so close to winning an FA Cup. If we would have won an FA Cup last year, man, I would have felt like a fraud. Honestly, the way we played last year, we did not deserve that. So now we're looking good. We just need to keep it up, man. And I think Newcastle is a big test. I know they're not playing too well right now, you know, as people say, but you know, Kevin De Bruyne, he said that's the hardest place to play football in the Premier League, and even if they're in bad form, it'll still be tough. And we can go there and win that game. We've got a couple of easier matches coming up after that. I think we'll be right on it, man. I think we'll be right on it. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good, man. I don't felt like this for a long time.
Did you boys feel like it was Liverpool were poor or Manchester City were good? Because I speak to Liverpool fans today, funny enough, trying to get them on this show, and they were like, "Oh, I still think Arsenal are better. We were crap. Man City aren't that good. It's just we were crap." Do you agree with that? Because I saw a little bit of both, if I'm honest. But I thought City were good.
Yeah, I think both things are true. Both things can be true. That's really a lot of cope from Liverpool fans trying to, you know, play down how poor they were. But no, mate, City were excellent. They were really good. I mean, Liverpool were obviously awful, but City were good. There was energy. They took their chances. They played on the front foot, and yeah, they didn't give Liverpool a sniff. And you can argue about a disallowed goal, even if that counted. Liverpool's still getting nothing out of that game anyway, regardless from the way that they played and compared to the way City played. So, you know, I'm not having it that City only won because Liverpool were crap. City were really good. So yeah, they deserve the praise that they're getting. Both things can be true. City can be really good, and Liverpool can also be absolutely awful.
I don't know. How do you see things, Bill, at the moment? Man City, like with a title, do you feel like that was a huge weekend, or do you still think it's way too early for that side of kind of talk?
It was a huge weekend, undoubtedly, and Man City in full force is not a team that, well, is certainly a team, that everyone in the Premier League should be afraid of. And I think I've always stayed quite on Liverpool's side. I thought they'd be able to turn things around, but that performance at the weekend just put any little hope I had in not hope as such, but any thought I had of Liverpool maybe turning things around to bed. And I think it's fully going to be Man City or Arsenal. And Potts, you know my thoughts on Arsenal. As long as Arteta's going to be there, I think you're really going to struggle to get a title over the line. And so I think Man City will go on and win the league. It's not going to be a walk in the park. I still think there's plenty of ups and downs to come this season. It's not going to be an easy plain sailing road for any team. But if Man City continue like this, they'll be the closest thing to it. That's for certain.
Yeah, Manchester City are going to be the closest, I think. And I still think Arsenal is not all doom and gloom. We'll move to us now. I don't feel like it was a weekend that is like, oh my God, we're going to do this, is going to happen again. And I feel like some of the reaction has been that, not just from Arsenal fans, from rival fans as well. I feel like it's a little bit over the top. Like, I don't know how you guys felt, but I personally don't think Sunderland I thought Sunderland, deserved to take a point off of us. I
Yeah.
thought very good.
Mhm.
I don't think Sunderland were a team that I looked at thinking, well, how the hell have they got anything from us? Like, this is all over now. It's gone. So I walked away thinking, well, I went 2-1 and it nearly was. That was my prediction. I knew we concede, but to concede in the kind of manner we did was frustrating. Like, defensively, I thought we were really poor for both the goals. I've got to be honest. I thought Declan Rice lost his man. Eze was poor as well. And then defensively, Gabriel's got out-muscled, but Raya's come out like a madman. Like, if he just stays on his line, he catches the ball. Like, let's be real. So I don't know where he's going. And that was very disappointing. I thought Arsenal were really poor in the first half. I don't think we had any form of control of the game. I felt like Sunderland actually gave it their all and probably were the better team by quite some distance in the first half. But other than the goals they scored, I don't think they created an awful lot. So even though we were bad, it wasn't like Sunderland were peppering our goal. We had the better chances. I thought we should have scored on a couple of occasions. Saka dragged a shot wide, so did Zubimendi. Marino had a last-ditch block from man of the match Ballard, who was outstanding, by the way. Everyone was talking about Granit Xhaka coming back to Horners. Well, it was Dan Ballard who come back to Horners because he was a young kid playing for us. So I thought he was absolutely outstanding. And Zubimendi hit the bar. So I think there was a couple of other chances that Arsenal had to kill the game off, but looking back, I'm not so sure that Arsenal deserved it. Sunderland are going to be a tough team, by the way. They've obviously beaten Chelsea. They're going to be a tough team to go there as well because they make it hostile. And if I'm honest with you, I don't feel like this is the game I'll look back on and go, that's where we lost the league, because I think it's far too early for that. But I certainly do become frustrated. Now, actually, I don't know what's worse or better, really, because I'm kind of feeling that while I wanted a draw big time, it would have actually then been a missed opportunity. Because it wasn't really a missed opportunity, because it wasn't an opportunity, because City absolutely spanked Liverpool. So there wasn't an opportunity there. But the opportunity could have been much more frustrating if that would have been a draw. And we're like, what? They both drew and we drew as well? That would have been frustrating. So, look, we actually do move 1 point clear ahead, even more so now of Liverpool. But City have caught us up by 4 points. But I don't know what you boys thought. Did you look at it and think crumble Arteta again? Or did you look at it as, do you know what? That's one of them games. Sunderland deserved it. They move on.
It's one of them games. I think it's a bit of both. It is one of them games. But I think whoever you're playing, whenever you're winning a game that late on, to not see it out, always, in the circumstances of how it played out, that's a poor result. If you know, a draw at Sunderland's not like an awful result in general, but the fact you were winning so late on, for me, that makes it a worse result than it perhaps is on paper. I thought Arteta was a bit strange with the subs as well. You know, he went very defensive, which has been like him in the past, but since that City game, he hasn't really done that, and then he reverted back to that, and I kind of felt that was a bit of a surprise to me. As you say, though, Potts, it's way too early to say, oh, that's why, you know, if you lose a title, that's the reason why. But I think when you've got a team like Man City chasing you, any opportunity you've got to keep the gap as big as it is, or to, you know, extend the gap, then you do need to take it. Obviously, you're not going to win every single game and there are going to be points dropped, but in avoidable situations like that, which it was an avoidable situation, that equaliser, I just don't know how many times you can get away with throwing away points like that over the course of a season when you have got a team like City chasing you. But mate, one thing I was going to ask you, Potts, mate, what's going on with Eze? I feel like I'm not one for piling in on players, by the way, but I feel like it's going a little bit under the radar. He's not really done much, has he? Or am I getting that wrong?
No, you're not getting it wrong. He's not been the kind of player that everyone was expecting. The guy at Palace that was by far the best player. I spoke to D yesterday, big up to him on the show, and he said that's what he did at Palace. He'd go and win us a cup final and he'd disappear for 4 games, and then he'd pick up, you know, go and get a unbelievable Maisie running a goal, and everyone will be like, wow. And on Match of the Day, he looks like Palace's best player. But he did say, to be fair, and he did warn me, he said, well, just to let you know, he will have 4 bad games and a really good one, and then 4 bad games and a really good one. And he's right. That's what he's had at Arsenal. He's been pretty invisible in certain aspects of the game. He has got contributions. He has set up Gyökeres. He has set up and scored against Palace. He's obviously set up Martinelli for the equaliser against Man City, and he scored in the League Cup. So he has done stuff. He's not like Florian Wirtz, sorry, Errol, and Liverpool. But he is actually a player who, in my opinion, does need to actually look at his game now. And I think as well, the thing that's really mad for me is, at the moment, injuries Arsenal have got, you wouldn't know it, are actually horrific. Like, we've got 6 attackers out at the moment. Now, I don't know any other team that would deal with that. And it's not an excuse because we can't have excuses for that anymore. But this is an opportunity for Eza right now because these players are all out. Ødegaard is out. Yeah, Madueke is out. Havertz and Jesus are out. Gyökeres is out. There's one more I've missed as well. So we've got 6 players at the moment that are all injured. They're all coming back, and he's not performing. So it is frustrating. I personally, when we signed him, didn't see him as a level raiser. I didn't look at. I know it was a lot of money, but I didn't look at Eze and go, right, that's taking us to the next level now, winning everything. I thought he was a really good player and someone that could come in and do the business for us. And some would probably argue that perhaps he has because he's come in and contributed when Ødegaard's been out. But I need to see a little bit more. And I thought he was one of the worst players on the pitch at the beginning of the
Potts, you got to understand that he's still adjusting. He's still adjusting
maybe.
This is the point that I made about Doku with regards to Man City, is that players do need time. They're going to show glimpses of quality, and then maybe dip off. But he's adjusting to playing in an Arsenal team. He's playing a different style to Palace, very much counter-attacking football at Palace. Now he's playing in a team that are holding possession, that are progressive, that have a lot of the ball. Like it will click, and he will show you how good he is. But it was going to need a little bit of time. There's going to need to be patience there. He hasn't been dreadful. He was coming up against a low block at the weekend where he sat in and defended very, very well, which is always hard to break down. It is difficult. But Arsenal fans need to be patient with him because I think he's a super talented player, and I think he's going to do really well.
He is, and I do agree with that, Pete. But this is a guy that's been signed to make a contribution right now. We're not talking about.
And he already have though. And maybe not every game, but he's already made contributions. He scored the winning goal against Palace.
Yeah, he did.
Right? He's made other contributions in games too. So it's not like he's not doing anything.
No, I'm not saying he's been awful, but like when you're making a signing like that for that money, this is someone who's 27, 28, right? And he's been brought in to hit the ground running straight away. This is like a win now signing, as it were. But this is a guy that knows the Premier League inside out. I fully appreciate it's a different style of football. He's gone from big fish, small pond to just another guy at Arsenal. I probably would have expected a bit more from him.
I think it's fair. I think it's fair, Charlie, to be fair, right? But what I will say is I am seeing, and this is coming from me, and I don't normally get on this bandwagon, I am seeing a little bit of like over-the-top stuff with Arsenal this season. Maybe it's because we're top and we've got to expect that everyone hates the fact we're top, right? But it's like I've never seen so much like over-the-top individual criticisms of the way that we're playing, the set pieces we're scoring, the Victor Gyökeres slander, the Eze slander now. When actually you look at the players in and around those positions, whether they be new signings or not, I'm not exactly seeing Benjamin Tesco tearing it up at Manchester United. I'm looking like Bambi on ice and falling over. I'm not looking at Florian Wirtz for double the money of Eze going, wow, we should have got him. Look at him. He's balling out. And I don't really see why it's always on us. I mean, Saka, he scored a goal and it's like first away goal he scored in God knows how many games. Like, who else gets this? I don't really get it. So I get it. Look, you're going to get it because we're top of the league and people don't like that. But I kind of think maybe people are doing a little bit too much. But maybe I'm feeling that because I'm a gooner. I don't know what you guys think as a panel. Is it a bit over the top? Or are we?
I think you're going over the top with Eze. I agree with what Pete says. I think he's been absolutely fine. And if you look at Eze in the last 12 months, you're kind of seeing what you saw at Palace. He had a weak start to Palace's season last season, while still being influential in pockets. And then he just grows into the season. Also, was he really number one choice on your starting 11? Because he didn't come in to Arsenal and get chucked straight into the team sheet from game one. He was eased into that team. So we were discussing it in the summer. He's probably, second to Ødegaard in terms of how Arteta wants to use him, or out on the left-hand side. I just think there's too much over criticism on a player that what we're saying, he's crap now because he hasn't got 5 GA or 10 GA already, when we already know his track history. This isn't like a player that's coming from a European league where maybe not a lot of players have seen. We know his qualities. Qualities don't disappear off night. He's going to be fine. He's adjusting to it. And people say, well, he's come from the Premier League. What is there to adjust? There's an adjustment in play style of opponents. Against Crystal Palace, it was more likely he wasn't going to face as much low block opposition as he is at Arsenal. At Arsenal, you would expect 70, 80% of the games you play are going to be against low block teams. So he's not going to have that space to operate in that maybe he was getting at Palace. So he has to adjust his game. Arteta has to adjust his game for him as well, like we've seen Pep do with certain players. So this is going to be about the manager and the player and the team working together to get the best out of him. But to write him off after 11 games, I think is
no one's writing him off. I think the whole
not write off, but to even criticize him after 11 games.
I mean, the only point I was making was I think he's been disappointing. That's the only thing I was saying. I just think he's been a bit.
All right, then let me ask you a question. Then, what was you expect? Because this all comes down to expectations.
Exactly.
What were you expecting from him?
Well, I think more than what I've seen. Basically, I would have expected him to go into that Arsenal team because when you spend whatever it was 60 odd million quid on someone, that's you're not spending on that on someone to just sit on the bench and come on every so often. He's he's started a lot of games. He's been decent in some games. I would have expected more goal contributions from him. I would have maybe expected him to impact games a little bit more. Maybe my expectations of Eze were too high, and what he's doing is fine. What
have you thought of Esteval this season, Charlie? Baller or not?
Yeah, he's been brilliant, but he's 18-year-old kid.
How many goals and assists has he got?
He's scored 4 goals, 3 or
He's got 1 goal and 1 assist.
More than that, Wolfie. What about Gittins? Gittins costs the same, pretty much the same as Eze. Like, if we're going to compare, like Eze's had a way much better start than Gittins and Esteval, in my opinion. I think he's been better than both of them. Esteval scored.
The point is not.
But he's had a better start, and they cost about the same money.
But the point I'm making is that this is a 28-year-old who knows the Premier League and has come in for a lot. This is not like if Eze was like 21 or 22 and he'd come from France or Germany or whatever, then it's a totally different conversation. The point I'm making is I just think from someone who's 27, 28 years of age.
Well, hang on a minute, because that also, because this is one of the things that I always say that no one really speaks about, yeah. The fact that Eze was still at Palace at 27 years old is a little bit of an eye raiser in the first place, right? Because you go, why has no one else gone for him? If he's that good of a player, why didn't Bayern take him? Bayern took Elise at 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, why was Pat?
No, that's harsh, man.
No, I don't think it is
harsh. If he was such a good player,
he was about. And LB's right.
He's 27 years old.
LB's right because he was about to go. He was about to go Spurs. Literally, he was going to sign for Spurs, and then Arsenal come in last minute.
Okay, so coming back to the point though, then Charlie, that meant my expectations of Eze was lower than yours when he joined Arsenal. I thought it was a good signing, but I didn't expect Eze to go in there and do mad shit. I thought he'd go in there and be okay. And that's why I was still telling Eze.
My point is the paradigm here. I think Esteval's been really good, but on paper, he's got 1 goal and 1 assist. That's it. But he's getting glazed left, right, and centre. Eze, who's got 2 assists and 1 goal in the league, is being questioned. It's not about age, it's about perception. I'm talking. Why is it that because the young guy who's come in has had less GA than Eze, are we saying that guy's done so well and he's been a game changer and what have you? But Eze is actually technically
I'd be comparing the Gittins one because Gittins.
No, but Pete, I'm saying about the hype. I'm talking about the hype here, Pete. Do you get me? Like everyone's bigging up Esteval, but Eze realistically had more impact.
For me, I'm looking at Arsenal. I'm looking at them picking up Eze, and I can see what you're saying, Charlie. But I think it's because you expect him to come in and be the guy and light it up and be the man. I didn't see it that way, and I think that's what Wolfie and I think that's what LB's saying. I didn't see it that way. I saw Eze being signed, yes, for 60 million, but you weren't ever going to get him out of Palace for anything cheaper than that. No. So you were going to have to pay more than maybe what he was worth. But you've got him out. They've got him out of Palace to add to what they've got. They're trying to build a squad, and you look at their squad now. Potts has already said they've got 6 attackers out, but they've still got 3 very good attackers that were more than good enough to win that game.
And do you know what, Pete? That's why for the first time I wasn't really all on Mikel Arteta this weekend, because I felt like people were going, well, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? And I sat there and I thought, I don't really want Max Dowman coming on, if I'm honest, at 15 years old to try and see the game out. I don't really want like Ethan. I don't mind Ethan coming on. You can bring him on if you want, but I'm not sure Ethan Waneri's going to go next level to the next game 3-1. What else was he supposed to have done? Like, we're 90 seconds away from everyone going, God, you see Mosquera come on and shore it up. That was unbelievable substitution. So for the first time, I don't think that Arteta was a scaredy cat, but I think it looks like that now because he's brought on Mosquera to try and see the game out, and they've scored. So now it looks like Arteta shit his pants and he's shit the bed again.
I disagree with you because I've seen you do plenty of videos saying Max Dowman, he is him and all this stuff, and suddenly he's not him when you're 2-1 up with 90 seconds to go.
Do you not think, Wolfie, that like bringing on a 50? I mean, he could have done it. I'm not saying he shouldn't have, right? But bringing him on, I'm not going to slate him for not doing it. Is what I'm saying.
No,
because
it's still a mentality thing. It's still a mentality. Look, as much as Slot has shit the bed when he did it against Newcastle and he brought that kid on Rio, whatever his name is,
Rio,
and he went and scored. Everyone was praising it because he took a risk on a kid. I still think that shows the mentality difference between Arteta and the other managers.
I don't necessarily think that Arteta. I'm not Arteta's biggest fan at all, but I don't necessarily think that he made the wrong decision. Yeah, the subs were negative to a degree, but people are only saying that because they shipped one with like minutes to go. But I think if you looked at the attacking options Arsenal had available to them in that, I think you could understand why he tried to shut it up, because there wasn't really much else in the way of options on the bench. You know, is that the right environment to chuck in a 15-year-old kid? No, probably not. Is it the right environment to chuck Wanyeri in?
Why not? Why not, Charlie? Why is it the wrong environment?
He could have done it, Wolfie. He could have done it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the bad. I don't think it was the wrong decision to go more defensive in that moment where you've got Sunderland that've got nothing to lose, throwing the kitchen sink at Arsenal. Naturally, I think most managers would look to go, and when you've got a big strapping physical centre back to go up there, to go back there and see the game out. I think most managers would do that. I think the reason why they conceded the late goals was through individual mistakes. That's not through subs. That's not through.
I hear what you're saying, Pete, but
it's through individual mistakes, and it happens.
I'll tell you one slight argument I have. I don't know how much legs it has in it. Is Arsenal don't necessarily play regularly with a back three. So to bring on three centre backs, suddenly positionally you're slightly off. You're slightly adjusting where you should be in difference to a back two. So did that make what Gabriel was doing potentially part of the problem and things like that? I would go a step further. Was it even necessary to take? It was Eze, wasn't it? Who came off? Was it necessary to make the sub at all then? If you don't think the kids are good enough to come on?
I think that's too much, man. To be honest with you, I just think it's one of those things. It happens. They're putting a long ball in the box, and sometimes you get. My main problem with Arsenal, in that game on Saturday was the way they approached the game in the first half. To me, was just so weird. And I said this to Potsy this morning, right? But obviously, Arsenal going into that game knowing that Liverpool playing City on Sunday and someone's dropping points, and this is a huge opportunity. And I went to the pub, because I thought I don't do a watch along for this game. Why did I not do watch along for the game? Because I expected Arsenal to come out and fly out the traps at 100 miles an hour and just go and kill Sunderland. And maybe they don't kill them 2-3-0, but really take the game to them. I'm sitting there watching the game in a pub. I'm thinking, fucking hell, has anyone even run yet on the pitch? All the Arsenal players are just walking around. There's no enthusiasm. There's just no desire to do anything. I'm sitting there thinking, do they know that City and Liverpool play tomorrow and that one of us is going to be dropping points and this is a huge opportunity? Go and get your job done and get the game won. I could not. Obviously, you did improve in the second half. I will say that, but I couldn't believe what I was watching in that first half. And for me, again, I know we always talk about mentality with Arsenal, but that for me is a bit of a mentality thing. And I don't know whether that's the manager or the players. I'm not here to say that. But
manager.
I just think the mentality that Arsenal had in that first half was just bizarre. Absolute bizarre.
Because you know exactly you should know exactly what to expect from going to Sunderland.
Yeah.
That, it shouldn't have been a surprise, the atmosphere and how they were going to approach the game. So, yeah, it was strange given how they've, played, given the way they've been playing this season, given the way they've been able to get results and stuff. It was a weird approach. LB's right.
It was, but look, I'm not panicking yet.
No,
I have been here before. I have had Chelsea, chasing, and a lot of people have said, "Are you nervous about City?" When am I never? It's not like, oh my God, Manchester City. I mean, they ain't going to do anything. Of course, they're an unbelievable club, right? They've done everything in the last few years. They do look hungry. I'm going to put my chest out still though and say that I think our squad's better. and I still think that Manchester City are vulnerable. I do. I think they're beatable. I saw them get beat at Tottenham. I saw them get beat at Brighton. So I'm not looking at City yet going, that's the treble winners. They're back. I ain't doing that yet. So look, I might get egg in my face. Maybe I will. Maybe Manchester City smash it and they beat us by 9-10 points to the league. Who knows, right? But right now, I'm still looking at Arsenal and seeing some positives right there, to be honest with you. Big up to Don for the raid and big up to Mark, who's a new member. Absolute legend. Hope you're well, my bro. Thank you so much, mate. I really appreciate that. Make sure you hit like on this one. We've got 800 people in here. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and make sure you're following every single one of these guys as well. And if you would like to become a member like Mark, then please make sure that you do. Big up to you, Mark. Hope that you're well, mate.
What is your next game, the North London derby?
Yeah.
Next 3 games for Arsenal are Tottenham in the North London derby at home.
Yep.
We've got Bayern Munich at home in the Champions League, which is the clash of the Titans at the top of the table. Champions League, the only 2 that have unbeaten.
Oh, then you come into the World Champions.
And then we come to the World Champions at Stamford Bridge. So there's 3.
He did not like that, did he, Potsu?
He didn't like saying that.
He didn't have to. He didn't have to.
What?
Who have you got, LB? You got
We
Newcastle.
got Newcastle away, Leeds at home, and then
Champions League game.
we got Leverkusen at home.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember after the
You got nice fixtures there, mate. Jesus Christ.
But we got Newcastle away, and we got
Newcastle as well.
which you guys are doing a bit too much, man. You know what I'm saying on that one,
What do you
Triple
mean?
W's, man. Triple dubs.
bro. You try to tell I know Newcastle ain't great right now, man, but we all know they're going to Newcastle in a big game.
Yeah, at
Yeah,
home they're
it's-
different.
it's
to
still
away.
big.
Come on. Don't do this, man. Don't do
No,
you did this last time, LB. You did this on my channel last time, LB. You did this, man. And played it all down, and then you went and just won comfortably. Like, come on, don't
Let's
do
talk about it then, because it's a nice segue. I gotta be honest with you, Pete. You look so bad, bruv. You look so bad. You look so bad. I watched your game, and I was with my brother-in-law. I was watching that game out of the mall, and my God. Like, big up to Brentford, by the way, because I think a lot of people took the piss out of them when they, like, before the ball was kicked, and they've actually been really good to watch in certain games.
But that Thiago's decent, isn't he? The striker.
Very good.
Thiago 8 goals this season in the league.
Yeah, I've been impressed. With
Only
what-
Haaland has more, I think, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
beating
that's not
Brentford
bad.
ain't for everyone, I hear it.
You're up there.
That
with
was Nuno, Wolfie. Yeah, that was Nuno.
It was Forest, mate. It was Forest.
It was
Fair, mate,
Nuno. That was Nuno.
Respectfully, you're 19th, so it doesn't matter if beating Brentford.
Respectfully, you can't even say you're in a title race.
Well, I don't need to say that.
Yeah, we know.
You just worry about staying in the division.
Did you beat Brentford, Charlie?
No, we didn't. We played them away though.
Okay,
We
sit
beat
back
them at
down,
home.
bro. Sit back
No,
down.
no,
Let's
I'm
carry on. With
I'm
Newcastle,
sat down, mate. I'm sat in 3rd place. I'm good.
yeah, let's see if you stay there.
Well,
I
we'll
mean,
see.
we're going to come to Chelsea and Forest. Let's stick to Newcastle for now, because
still with Forest and Chelsea.
Pete doesn't want to.
Pete,
No,
Pete, we're not
no.
forgetting about Newcastle. It's
Pete,
either now or in 20 minutes' time.
Points off the
In 20 minutes' time, I'm in bed, so you
Oh,
can wait 20 minutes. That's fine.
Points off
Have
the
it without
relegation
me.
zone. Nah, genuinely, right? What's happening? What's going on?
What do you mean? What's going on?
Well, what's going on, Pete? You're 2 points above the drop zone. You've been pretty shit all season, and no one's saying anything about it.
In the Premier League, we have been fucking dog shit. Of course
Yeah.
we have. Yeah,
But
and I'm not.
why?
I'm not happy.
What's going on?
I'm not. Well, I'm not happy. I'm fucking not. What do you expect me to say?
Well,
I'm not going to come out and make excuses.
What's happening? Like, what's happening?
want
With
to
the
know what's
why
going
is-
on, Pete.
Yeah, what's going on? Why is the team not playing well in the league?
And to add to that, Pete, very quickly, the funniest part of that game, and it won't be funny to you, but it was really funny to me and my brother-in-law, was Dan Burn trying to get sent off 6 times in a game. I mean, and then when he did get sent off, the ref just walks up to him and he just goes, "All right, ref."
All right, ref.
And you know what? That's one of a number of things that just absolutely, just completely, just frazzled my mind in that game. Everyone. I spoke to people in the away end. They were all screaming and shouting it. Everyone watching the TV was screaming and shouting it. You guys are probably screaming and shouting it. How the hell, after that first penalty that wasn't given, that probably was a penalty, right? How the hell is he still on the pitch? He's already on a yellow card. You've got Lewis Hall that looked brilliant in the Champions League coming off the bench. He's ready to go. Just take him off. There's this obsession with not dropping Dan Burn, right? I don't get it. Like, the guy can't play left back. As a centre back, fine, play him, because actually at centre back for the last year he's been pretty good. But we've known before that he cannot play left back. But there's this obsession, and even Eddie Howe after the game said, like, he didn't want to bring him off because of the height and the long throws. Who cares? Like, we were still 1-1 at that time. We could have been still in that game, and Hall is absolutely more of an attack-minded fullback that could have absolutely got us up the pitch. It was just a shocking performance on so many levels. 5 minutes in, right? The game was set for us. 5 minutes in, the G-Tech, I've never heard an away stadium so quiet. You could hear a pin drop. No atmosphere, nothing. When you go away from home, that's the one thing that you want, is a quiet home ground so you can get yourself into the game. Newcastle did nothing. You guys are bringing up Brentford. Brentford were absolutely shocking. They were just as bad as us in that first half. The only one piece of brilliance from either team in that first half was our goal. And it was a lovely bit of play. The flick from Voltemeda into Barnes, the Barnes literally chopping two men, putting in the bottom corner, brilliant goal. It's the only bit of quality in that first half. And then we get into half time, we think, right, okay, come on, let's get that second goal. Those boys turned up in that second half, and they were like, yeah, they were already on international break. They did not want it. They weren't there for the fight. They did not want to attack. They didn't want the ball. They were giving the ball away. They looked like a bunch of strangers playing with each other, like playing on the same team as each other. And the goal was always coming, and all it needed for Brentford, and even then, Brentford was still crap. They were still rubbish. And all it needed was a little spark, and they were gifted it. And I've got to say, Nick Pope was an absolute disgrace. An absolute disgrace yesterday.
He's concussed, isn't he?
Well, no, well, yeah, he is. He is now. He is now, but he was an absolute disgrace before being concussed. In the first half, there was at least three occasions where he's coming out where he could easily catch the ball and he's punching it. And I'm going, what the hell is going on here? If he does that again, he needs to be dragged. And you know what? He comes out again in the second half, and it's a simple ball, right? Botman's there to deal with it. Pope's trying to clamber over him, completely misses it. He's out his goal, header, goal, 1-1. And then you know what's going to happen after that? You know what's going to happen? They completely turn the game. All of a sudden, the G-Tech's up. All of a sudden, they're pummeling attack after attack after attack. And the game was always going to go one way after that.
I've got two quick questions. One that Wolfie will enjoy. But what's going on with Howe now? Like, is the pressure big on him? Is there any danger of him? Is there any danger of him going?
Does he deserve to be questioned as well?
He deserves the pressure, but I think he
Charlie, can I add to what your question is? If you just want to rephrase the question, ask Pete to explain the Sunderland game within the context of that question.
Well, the second question was, first, how much pressure is Howe under? And secondly, what's going on with Alanga?
Okay, you've asked the thing on Eddie Howe. You asked, is there any danger of him losing his job? No, is the answer to that. Is he under pressure? Absolutely under pressure. He is under pressure to get results right now, and if he's not, he bloody well should be, because this season, 11 games, 5 defeats already, going to be 6 in 12. That's half your games this season already lost after the Man City game. That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. And for me, and people not like me saying this, and I said it last night on my review, you can write off Champions League football. We are not getting Champions League football. There is no chance. There is no chance. And in the rate we're going right now, we'll be lucky to get European football, because the way we're playing in the Premier League right now, and I have to stress Premier League, because outside of the Premier League, we're actually doing all right. Champions League, we're in a great position. Carabao Cup quarterfinals at home to Fulham, could be potentially another semi-final there. We're actually been doing all right, but for some reason, we are not turning up in the Premier League. And
Can he be sacked then, Pete? If he doesn't get a Champions League, does he need to be sacked?
Does he need to be sacked? I don't know. Will he be sacked? Probably not. I think if he gets Europe, he'll be okay. I think if he doesn't get anything, I think big questions will be asked by the ownership. Whether he gets sacked or not, I don't know, because everyone keeps talking about he's got this credit in the bank, and he has. Regardless of whether Newcastle fans or any other fan believes that he has or hasn't, he will have credit in the bank because of what he's done with Newcastle United. He's navigated this through a difficult last 2 seasons with PSR and all that crap. Still won us a trophy, still got his Champions League. People will say, oh, yeah, but that was last season. But that's what the credit in the bank is because he's managed to produce that even when we didn't have any money to give him signings, when we didn't have the resources and the kind of the structure behind him to be able to properly support him. He's going to have that credit in the bank regardless. If he goes on a run between now and Christmas, and it's a tough run, we've got some tough games in there. If he goes on a run and we're still losing games like we are right now, then it's a different conversation.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what will happen. I'll tell you what. I bet you any money. I'll bring the super chat up now. How afraid are you of facing Sunderland in December? If he was to lose this one, I think a lot of people will want him gone, man.
There's already Newcastle fans that want him gone, Potts. There's already Newcastle fans that want him gone. It's a small section, but that section, week on week, from West Ham to now to Brentford, is already growing. Like, there is a lot of Newcastle fans that are going, yeah, his time's up.
Who did he
need
want
to move him on, etc., etc. If that was to happen at the Stadium Light, that'd be the calls are going to be loud.
Surely it would depend on the results. Surely it would depend on the results before that game, though. If you'd won all the games before then obviously
they're tough games.
Yeah, they are.
Course. Look, we've got Man City at home.
Yeah.
Then we go away to Everton. Then we've got Spurs at home. Then we've got
Burnley.
I think we've got Burnley at home. And I think then we've got Chelsea after that.
Who have you got in the Champions League, Pete? Do you know?
I do.
And we come into our toughest run. So we've got next two Marseille and Leverkusen, both away from home.
But we just get clarification, Pete. Because I was watching in the background yesterday. I tune into the boys at Loaded Mag. There was talks about an ultimatum with the Sunderland game. I just want clarification. There's talks on an ultimatum tied in with December the 14th on the Sunderland game.
What ultimatum? What do you mean?
I don't know. I had it on in the background, and then a certain mutual friend of ours sent me a message. Who's a Man U fan? I think we all know who we're talking about. Then Loaded Mad Boys are giving him till the Sunderland game.
Well,
was there any
there's
talks of that?
There's 3 of us. So, we don't. I
just asking for clarification. I only had it on in the background.
It's either Chris or Daz then, because it ain't.
I was going to say they are very much more how out than me. But I would imagine, thinking about it, it's probably Daz that maybe said that. But that's not necessarily my mentality. What I actually said on this is what I actually said is he's under pressure. He is under pressure between now and Christmas. So around Christmas time, I think we've got Man United on Boxing Day. Then I think we've got Burnley away after that. He's got up until then to prove to the club that he can get points on the board. I think if he's still in the bottom half of the table and we're still losing games and not picking up enough points, I think that there'll genuinely be questions asked. I genuinely believe that will be the case.
I mean, I don't know what you boys think, right? But where do you see this Newcastle project at the moment? They've obviously got a trophy. They've qualified for Champions League 2 of the last 3 seasons. Like, where do you lot actually see this project right now? Because for me, I don't really feel like it's progressing that much.
It's a good question.
It's because the transfer window was poor. For me, this I don't think it's too dissimilar to yours in that they just come off the back of an incredible season. Yeah, won a trophy, top 4 qualification again, mint. They had to kick on and buy level raisers. Striker, good signing. But then they bought Elanga. And Elanga is not a level raiser or Murphy. In fact, there's probably people on this panel who think Murphy's better than Elanga. Yeah? You then bought Visser. Again, at big money, and is he a level raiser? And I just think too many clubs these days get stuck in this position of buying players on the same level. I go back to basics, bro. Yeah. The idea of a transfer window is to bring in players that are better than the ones that you've currently got. And I don't think teams do. I think on so many teams these days buy players that are on the same level as. And by the way, my team's done it. I'm not saying my team's done it as well.
Every team's done it, yeah.
But this is so for me, I'm looking at that signing of Elanga and thinking, that's to me, I'd rather play Murphy. And then I look at the signing of Visser and thinking, the guy's in his late 20s. I mean, a big money.
AFCON.
Yeah, I just think to myself, I don't know, man. I just don't think they made great signings. And I think they should have. They needed to go out there and buy level raisers. For me, like go and get fucking Bowen or go and get fucking Paqueta from.
It's the age thing. Is Newcastle's policy is signing under the age of 26. That was because it was almost like a panic. It was a panic. We couldn't sign anyone in the summer. I'm not going to go through historical stuff. We've been through all that in the summer. I'd rather not relive it again. But we were struggling to sign a striker. We needed to sign two. We lost Isaac and Wilson. They were our front two. We had to sign two strikers. It was towards the end of the window. We had to go and put the money down. Strand Larson. We offered 50 odd million for him.
And
he's not worth 50 million. He's not worth 50 million. We even said that in our chat. He's not worth 50 million. But that was the type of desperation we're at. So it's hard to kind of judge Newcastle on that signing, particularly with a striker, because we were in such a difficult position. And it wasn't like we didn't go for strikers. We did. We went for other strikers beforehand. We didn't get them for various other reasons. That was what we were left with. Like with Elanga, I agree with you. Like it looks like a really bad piece of business because we're playing a style of football that actually doesn't suit him right now.
Yeah. And
this is what Newcastle fans are calling for. We are nowhere near the identity that Eddie Howe brought us in that first 2 years. You know, every single one of your teams know what Eddie Howe's identity was. High intensity, high press, getting in your face, pushing you back. And we were all out attack. We would press you high up the pitch, win the ball back. We'd have Joe Linton bombing on. We'd have Isaac. We'd have Murphy. We'd have Gordon. They'd be in your face. You watch Newcastle United. If anyone watched that game against Brentford, anyone watched that game against West Ham, there was zero intensity there. There was zero press. We just sit back and just hold possession. There's no intent to go and attack you, and there's no surprise why we are one of the lowest goal scorers in the Premier League. Is because we don't attack and we don't press and we have zero intensity in our game. And you know what? Eddie Howe didn't like it yesterday because some of the journalists were asking the question, where's the intensity gone? Where's the style? And you could tell he didn't like the question because he knows.
Pete, as your midfield, like, I looked at Newcastle all the time, and I always give Newcastle a chance in games because of their midfield trio. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think it's been as lethal this season. I don't think it has. I've not looked at year in games and thought, crikey, Newcastle are bossing the midfield again. I've not seen that. Now, maybe it's not individually or maybe together they're not, but I don't think Bruno G, Tonali and Joe Linton have been the bully boys that perhaps they once were. Now, I'm not saying they're never going to be again, but I think in your midfield, in any game, you have to dominate midfield. It's the most important part of the pitch, in my opinion. And Newcastle always had a chance for that. Have they dropped off, Pete, or is it just me? Because I don't know what I'm seeing. It ain't looking the same.
It goes back to what I've just said to you. Why were that midfield three talked about so highly last season? Because they were physical, because they were intense, because they pressed high up the pitch, they took risks, they weren't afraid to take risks. They weren't afraid to get stuck in high up the pitch and cause problems for the opposition team. You're not seeing that from either of them, from any of the three. I'll give you an example. That is the whole of Joe Linton's game. Joe Linton technically is dreadful. Newcastle fans have known it for 18 months. He is dreadful on the ball. He cannot string any passes together. That's not his strength. But if you ask him to press high, be intense, get in their faces, that's what he's all about. But Newcastle are being asked to play a different way this season. And it is not suiting players. It's not suiting our £52 million right winger, which is why he's barely getting a game at the moment, because the style of play doesn't suit him. It doesn't suit Joe Linton, which is why in games he's making mistakes and making the midfield look bad. He came off with an injury after about 20 minutes. Jacob Ramsey comes on and instantly we become a better team. We hold possession and we start creating chances off the back of it. That's the difference. It's because he literally has become redundant in this football team. Bruno Guimaraes, which is known for his all action midfield work rate, runs it himself into the ground for the team. He's now being asked to stay and sit deep, hold possession. Like, he's going to get caught out, and he has been, because he's now having to play passes 30 yards further back on the pitch. We have become a defensive-minded team. And this is on the manager, because the manager holds the style of play. The manager puts that team out and asks them to play a certain way. I do question, second half, the attitude of the players, because some of those players look like they've just given up. But Eddie Howe sets out that team. He sets out the style, and I'm a big Eddie Howe fan. Like, I'm one of those guys that backs him when other people don't, and they get mad at me, Newcastle fans do, because I'm kind of a staunch supporter. But I cannot support this type of football at the moment. I cannot support watching this Newcastle team. I don't enjoy it, and I said that last night. I haven't enjoyed watching Newcastle United play this season. The only time really that I've enjoyed watching Newcastle United play football was against Benfica, because it reminded me of what we're about, and against Liverpool, and we didn't win the game. But when we went down to 10 men, we looked like the old Newcastle United. They're the only two times this season that I felt that that's the Newcastle that I know and I recognise under Eddie Howe.
Hey.
I don't recognise Newcastle United in these performances. Even in that game against Bilbao midweek, don't recognise them, because they weren't even that great in that game. And it was just the fact that we just had better quality players than Bilbao. That was the only reason we won that game, not because of brilliance.
Just one quick question. Bro, why is the away form so bad? It's been like that for years under Howe. I remember speaking to you about it probably a couple of seasons ago, and it's still, bro, why is the away form so bad?
Because we're not setting up our team correctly. We're not setting up our team correctly. It's all right when you're at home, 52,000 fans, like, willing you on to attack and get forward, and you've got those fans behind you. But when you're away from home, okay, you're in the lines. Then you're in the cauldron. You've got to pull out something yourself to get these results, and we're not. We're shit in the bed. Anthony Gordon against West Ham and shat the bed was subbed at half time. On Sunday, the players second half shat the bed. They didn't want to know. They didn't want to know. They didn't want the battle. They didn't want to contest the long throws. They didn't want to do the hard yards and run the extra mile and take a risk to get us further up the pitch and to create chances up front. I feel sorry for Nick Voltermader. He's had 5 chances this season and scored 5 goals. How can a striker, after 11 games, or 10, I think he's played 10 games now, how can a striker after 10 games only get 5 chances created for him and he's scored all 5?
That's poor.
That just tells you everything you need to know about the quality of our attacking play this season. We don't play for him. He goes missing in games, not because he's not playing well, it's because we don't play to him. We don't play to his strengths. Honestly, it's our attacking intent, our setup of the team. It's a shambles, and it has to change. And the point I left on last night is that I need to see something different from our manager, and I need to see something different from our players, because what we're seeing.
Is there a sense, Pete, of entitlement from the players? And I use the word loosely. I'll give you the example of West Ham. You guys went 1-0 up against West Ham, and it just kind of felt like the players are, okay, these guys are shit. We're done here. We could just play out the clock and see what happens. And like you said, there was no intensity. That game after you scored, to be honest, West Ham should have scored just before you scored when they hit the post or the crossbar, whatever it was. And it just you didn't wake up at any stage. Even when Eddie Howe made the triple substitution at half time, I was like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. And you'd expect some of these fringe players to be energetic enough to come in and say, look how crap some of the players in front of me are playing. If I put in a good performance here, I can, put my name down for the shirt next week. It just felt there was a bit of entitlement. You took the lead, and then it was like, yeah, whatever, we're here. And I just wonder if some of that's creeping in with the players. I know Eddie Howe is getting a lot of heat, but these players as well, we've talked about your midfield, how good they are. last season, etc. It just feels like it's expected now. Like, oh yeah, we're a good midfield and we just have to turn up.
But you know the worst thing is though, Wolfie, like Newcastle become a soft touch. That's the worst thing as a team when you're just soft.
Yeah, if you out battle them, if you out physical them. Yeah.
Keith Andrews' comments at the end of the game said, even at 1-0, we knew we were still in the game. We knew we had a chance. We knew we still had a chance of winning. When your manager, with all due respect to Brentford, who were not, they won 3-1, but for me, they were not good. Just like West Ham were not good. They were not good. We made them look good because we were just so bad. Like that's why they've won that game. And when you've got managers saying that tells you everything that you need to know about this situation right now with Newcastle United.
We are doing really well as well, because that's just winding up the Newcastle fans even more. That Sunderland are looking good. Do you know what I mean? So it's got to change for Newcastle. I tipped them to do well. You know, a lot of people say I glaze them, same as LB. They go over the top with it, but I looked at Newcastle and I thought, yeah, they've lost Isak, but they've still got pretty much the same. They've made a better signing, in my opinion, alongside what's his name, Sven Botman. I thought that Newcastle would be okay. So I thought that you'd be okay, but right now,
Malik Chow. Sorry, Potts. Malik Chow is the only one that comes out with any credit. He's
been good all season, though.
He's been good.
Even in that absolute shit show, he was still brilliant. And like he's the only one that comes out of any credit. All the Newcastle fans are saying, fucking hell, we were absolutely dog. But Malik Chow was brilliant. And he was. Some of the tackles he makes, his recoveries, just brilliant. Even for the third goal, like he had no right to win that tapping. And then Sven Botman's looking into the clouds like, what's going on? Oh, there's Thiago behind me. Why have I not even seen that? And then he's putting his arms up, like trying to blame someone else when he was just really in no man's land. And Malik Chow's had to break his back to make that tackle, to stop that attack from happening. And it's like, and that's what he gets. That's what he gets given. He didn't deserve to be on a losing side. Malik Chow has been absolutely superb for Newcastle United. He's been a brilliant signing. Such a good defender.
Yeah, no, look, I agree. I think
Newcastle will be all right, I reckon. Every team goes through ups and downs. They've had similar in previous seasons. They'll turn it around. They'll be all right.
Define all right, Billy.
I think they'll be competing for Champions League, Europa League places by the end of the season.
It feels like a two-year cycle with Newcastle.
Competing, I reckon.
We're not competing for Champions League this season.
Do you not think?
No.
I feel like
Europa League at the best. We've lost too many games so far.
No, mate. Trust me, if you win 3 games in a row, you're straight back in it.
Yeah.
I think you're being very down because obviously you've had a shit start to the season. Yeah, and you're just feeling down as a fan. But trust me, man,
so tight.
Look at Villa, man. Villa at the start of the season, like they was fucking like couldn't win a game for nothing.
And Forest, we're still fighting for Europe.
Exactly. So I think you'll be right, me. I think Billy's right. I think you'll be thereabouts for Champions League, man. You might not get it, but you'll be thereabouts. But next summer, you need a legit change in approach on player transfers. No more mid-level players. You want to be a team that's getting in Champions League and pushing on to try and be a team that wants to win the league, which is what I assume the Saudis want to do at Newcastle. You can't be buying Elangas and these guys, and even the guy that you signed from Villa. You want to sign elite level players.
You think I want to wait till the summer? I need those signings in January.
But the problem is, though,
those signings need to come in January. Seriously, messing around. If we want to save this season, sorry, Charlie. If we want to save this season, I'm not talking about going signing 4 or 5 signings. That's not realistic. But there needs to be 1 or 2 solid additions, players that you've just talked about, players of that ilk that are coming in and are instantly better than what we've already got. That's what we need to go and do in January. And I hope that Ross Wilson is doing that.
Wilson will
all the talk is that he's already getting to work on stuff like that.
Of course he will be. Of course he will. He has to. Yeah. He has to be.
I mean, LB, you're right about they got to go and get some top class players. But the problem is, and we saw it firsthand in the summer, is that when Newcastle are going to go for the players that they need, that the likes of an Arsenal or Chelsea or City and Liverpool's are interested in, when they're looking at them same players, they're not going to beat those clubs to get them players. So that's one of the problems they've got.
Yeah.
So they've got to try and become creative
Well,
with it.
well, wait a sec,
That's
because
looking
there's a
that's
couple of
looking in
things.
England though.
There's a
I
couple of
want
things that's
Newcastle
going to
to
have to
Europe.
happen. Newcastle are going to have to do what City did when we got bought and pay up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Money
they're going to have
talks.
to just pay up, bro. That's what we have to do. We have to pay up, and then over time you can start to bring your wage bill because players actually want. That's what they're going to have to do. But I also think, like Newcastle, they might have like new guys, but they have had previous like good signings. They got Bruno Guimaraes out of nowhere. They got Tonali 2 years ago out of nowhere. No one like what the hell? How did they got him? So I do think that Newcastle can go and get players that we'd all take, because we don't all need the same players that they will need, So
And where were they? And where were they, LB? Where did we get them from?
It's
From Europe.
Oh, Europe, yeah.
The players that you're talking about, Charlie, are players that we've been calling out for the club not to go for, because we can't compete with Chelsea, with Man City, with Arsenal for those players all coming from England, because you're all going to offer bigger wages, bigger transfer fees, and you're going to get those players. João Pedro, case in point. We can't do that. We have to go out into Europe and do what LB said. Go and get another Bruno Guimaraes, another Tonali, another Botman, another Isak. Like, go into Europe, because there are quality players in Europe. There is so much untapped resources in Europe that we can go and sign. Malik Chow's case in point. Nobody wanted to go and pay that 30 million for Malik Chow. Now look what he's doing. We can go and do that again for another midfielder. We've been linked with the likes of Edison in the last week at Atlanta. Like, he's quality. If we were to go and get someone like him and ship off Willock, we've instantly traded up, because we've got a midfielder that can actually produce.
All of those signings that Newcastle have made, other than maybe Livramento and Lewis Hall, have all come from outside of Europe. They've all been quality. So really, like, it's the way they've got to do it. But look, we've got to move, man, because we're going to be on here all night, and we've got Villa to discuss. I'm going to ask Chelsea a question. Chelsea a question on Charlie. Charlie a question on Chelsea, and then we'll quickly get Wolfie's thoughts as well. Billy, I thought that was an unbelievable result, bruv. I thought that was so good. Like, I've got to be honest, other than the obvious, I thought that was a very, very, very big win for Villa, that, because they're a good side, Bournemouth, very, very good side, and one that I think a lot of people respect and say that they're going to do well this season. Some people have said on the This Is London show that they'll come 7th in the league. So I think they're a quality side, and I think you need a little bit of credit, Bill, because you said we've got Unai Emery, it'll be all right, and I think he's done it again, really. And when I say done it again, he obviously hasn't won anything, but what I mean by that is he's picked you up again. I think sometimes Villa get beaten down, and I think Emery does get you together and get you on a bit of a run. And I know we've been on here many times saying, oh, Villa not sure, and I put you 7th thinking maybe that was too low, maybe that was too high, then now maybe it's too low again. I'm really surprised about what I'm seeing from Villa, man. I thought that was an excellent weekend for you, bruv.
Yeah, we're in a really good place at the minute. And just one thing on Unai Emery, when the going gets tough, he's a very intense manager at the best of times, but when the going gets tough, that intensity just keeps on coming.
Particularly at home, Bill, as well. Your home form.
Yeah. Our home form's ridiculous. I think in the past 2 seasons we've lost two or three games at home. I think one was to you last season, and the other 2 have been to Crystal Palace. So yeah, our home form's fantastic. A nice stat that I saw the other day, actually. I don't think Emi Martinez has been beaten at home for the past 31 games. And also, when Boubacar Kamara and Pau Torres played together at Villa Park, out of the last 20 games, we've won 19 and drawn 1. So yeah, at home we are an incredible team, and it's just about getting that away form up as well. And so far, at the minute, we are looking good away from home as well. So last week was really disappointing when you look at it. You know, when you see that Liverpool performance at Man City this weekend, but losses happen. You know, you just got to accept them. You're never going to go. I know Arsenal did, but you're never going to go a season unbeaten. Losses happen. It's about how you react from them. And so far this season, we've reacted really well to them. So beat Maccabi Tel Aviv in midweek after the Liverpool game. bounced back again with a fantastic performance against Bournemouth. And you look at the last 4 games: Spurs, Man City, Liverpool, Bournemouth, that with a win would have gone second. 9 points from 12 possible. Yeah, we're in a really, really good place.
And you got Morgan Rogers' new contract in the pocket as well.
Yeah, Morgan Rogers' new contract. I'm not naive enough to think that won't have some sort of release clause in there somewhere. But yeah, it's important that we get these players tied up, because you've got to keep your best players at the end of the day, and you've got to keep them happy. And that Morgan Rogers performance against Bournemouth as well was the Morgan Rogers that we've grown to know and love at Villa Park. So he had a shaky start to the season, but he looks back to near his best at least. So yeah, we're in a really good place.
Someone else, by the way, who he saw a decent goal at the weekend. Right, what's happened to Buendia? He was shipped off to Leverkusen last season, where he did nothing there. He weren't really in the picture under Emery, as far as I could see. And he's come back this season, and he's cooking.
Yeah, man. I love Emi Buendia. When Emery first came in, that first pre-season that Emery had, he looked really, really sharp. And then 3 or 4 days before the window, or before the season starts, he goes and gets an ACL. That's him out for the season. Since coming back, he's been a bit part player, looked all right at times, but never consistent enough. And yeah, he went out on loan to Leverkusen, didn't do too much. This summer, it seemed like he was going to be out the door, and it was actually him that turned around and said, I want to stay and fight for my place. And the way that he's fought for his place, he's done that talking on the pitch, and he's turned into a really, really important player for us. And when you look at the likes of Harvey Elliott that can't even get in the squad, there's a reason for that, because Emi Buendia is keeping him out the squad with his performances, with his goals, with his assists, and a brilliant free kick, a brilliant goal against Spurs. You know, he's backing it up with not only his performances, but also goals and assists, his defensive contributions on top of that as well. He's going to be a massive player for us, and I couldn't be happier for him, because he's such a nice, likable bloke anyway. And so for him to come back and say, no, I don't want to leave. I'm going to come in. I'm going to fight for my place. And if it doesn't go right, it doesn't go right, but it's going fucking fantastically. So hopefully we'll see much more of this Buendia for the rest of the season.
You got 2 easy fixtures coming up in the league as well. So,
well, they're playing you, Wolfie.
No, they got you next, mate. They got you.
No, got Leeds away,
Leeds
away, Young Boys at home, and then Wolves at home. So
that's got to be 3 W's, yeah.
You would like to think so. You'd like to think so.
Were you playing young Boys at home?
Yes, yeah. We were there last season in the Champions League. So, but unfortunately, we're not going back there. But
why are they called Young Boys?
Is it, mate?
I don't know. You should see the name of the stadium as well. You should see the name of the stadium.
That's the Wankdorf, isn't it?
What is it?
Yeah.
Wankdorf.
Wankdorf.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's not as bad as Everton's.
It's the Wankdorf.
Oh, that's probably two of the worst. The name of the stadium, the name of the team, that is just the worst.
Mate, Young Boys playing at the Wankdorf is mad, isn't it?
That is absolutely horrendous, isn't it? I mean, that is just the worst.
And it's Villa as well.
Villa deserve credit, man. Villa have picked it up for a team that 4 or 5 games in, people were laughing at. I still put him in 7th, and even I was like, I put him too high. Villa actually finished, but I think Unai Emery is always going to give him a bit of a chance.
I must say as well, I've completely forgotten about it until then. It's just come to me, but someone that needs to take massive credit for the win at the weekend as well is Emi Martinez. Now, you boys know my opinions on Martinez. His antics in the summer left a nasty taste in my mouth. In particular, the wanting to leave, this, that, and the other. But the way that he's reacted, and that penalty save at the weekend, in my opinion, won us that game, because Bournemouth at that point in time were well in the ascendancy. That goal goes in, I think panic station set in. We probably concede another, and if not, go on to lose that game. So that save was ginormous. We then go down the other end of the pitch, get a 3rd, game over, get a 4th, nail in the coffin.
I mean, he is a quality keeper, I think. Some people don't, but I think he's always been quite a quality keeper, to be fair. And I've always rated Emery as well, man. So yeah,
on his day, he's mega, really.
Yeah, he is, man. He is, and I think Emery.
He does have a dozy moment in him, though.
Yeah, he does. Goalkeepers.
He's a little bit overhyped after the World Cup, yeah, but that's understandable given what he did. But I think he's a quality keeper. On his day, he's very, very good.
Who was keeping him out at Arsenal? Was it Leno?
Yeah, so we had Leno and Martinez. To be fair to him, was there. Do you know he was there for 10 years, pretty much?
Did he come from the academy?
Yeah, we bought him as a real youngster, from Argentina, and obviously he played against Reading. Do you remember we beat Reading 7-5? Don't know if everyone remembers that in the league.
Oh yeah, he did play that game.
He played and he was hitting him into his net, and he was like, he was an absolute sieve, mate. He was about 21 and he was shocking. And I was like, oh, who is this guy? And and then we sold. We he came into the team when Neil Maupay injured Leno. And he was brilliant for us. Won a CFA Cup, and Arteta got rid of him instead of Leno. And then we sold Leno to Fulham for $3 million the year after, and got Ramsdale. So yeah, there was a bit of an L really, in my opinion. But he's been great for Villa, and fair play. But I think Villa will be fine, man. Another team who's going to be fine apparently is the Shades and the Hawaiian shirt, Nottingham Forest, sitting pretty in 19th. They finally got a win under Sean Dyche. And Wolfie is Dyche in, and they're going to be fine now. Is that right?
Let's not go too overboard.
And you're still winning in the Europa League as well, apparently, even though you don't.
What shirt is that? What shirt is that?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. It's a nice shirt, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, Leeds were not great. I do feel for Joe, man, because they've got some nasty fixtures coming up. I think they got Man City, Villa. They got you, haven't they? Villa, Chelsea. Basically all the so-called top six coming up. So Leeds needed a win there. We needed one more desperately than then. If they'd beaten us, there'd have been an 8-point gap just to Leeds. And that's fucking hell.
That's what you should do, Wolfie. Take note from your profile picture.
I'm just gonna. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
We can hear you. Brad has said with his comment, "Why is there a Forest fan in a race for Europe? You're doing a race from Championship, then that's
race for the Championship. Yeah.
Come up.
Yeah, that's nice, but we're in Europe, so that's kind of how the show works. Yeah, but no, look, that win was quite professional in the end. There was points in that game where it was quite boring, but we got the goals. Gibbs White, I figured out he can't score with his feet, but he can score with his head, man. That's like we've been not using him properly, so that's a couple of goals there for him. And in general, it's just a feel-good factor. The gap now is negligible. I mean, we're only 3 points behind you, Pete, I think, off the top of my head. There's nothing separating this lower half of the table. And once we beat Liverpool when we come back, then we've got Brighton at home, we're a bogey team to them, in my opinion, and then Wolves away. So there's potential for some quick wins here to just re-steady the ship. And then, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, Villa were 19th, no goals scored in 4 games and what have you. And up the table they went. So I'm expecting that from Forest. Dyche or no Dyche, the squad should do that then. Dyche or no Dyche, mate. I think any competent manager with the squad of players that we've got should be able to get a tune out of them. So
you have faith in Dyche being able to do that?
Now I have faith in my squad.
So you're not backing your manager?
I am backing my manager. But it doesn't mean he's like the manager I want.
Yeah, you don't sound particularly convinced by your manager.
I wouldn't say particular. I'm not convinced. There's no particular about it.
But he's in charge. He's in charge, and you think you're going to get out of it. So you must be convinced by him to some degree.
Again, if he's somewhat of a competent manager with that squad of players, I could put Billy in charge, and I'm pretty sure Billy would be able to get Forest into the top.
I reckon I'd be a decent football manager.
There you go. There you go.
Be in charge, and I'll send them down gladly.
Let's be real, right? Let's just be real.
You can be my assistant manager, Charlie.
Perfect. I think I know who's going down already.
I told you about Wolves a few weeks ago, mate. You weren't quite sure. They're done.
Yeah, Wolves are definitely one. And I think the other two, as much as I love this guy so much and I want him to remain, I think Leeds are going to go, man. I love
Leeds.
Joe, but I think Leeds are going to go with Burnley. I do think Burnley are going to go as well, still with Scott Parker. I don't know. I don't think West Ham do under Nuno. I don't think Forest do under Dyche. I don't think Fulham will under Marco Silva. And I also think Fulham have got some quality individually.
Fulham have been
Fulham
awful.
fans are worried though.
Yeah,
Well,
Fulham
really-
are worried.
No one's really been talking about Fulham. They've been their top
No one ever
scorer
does,
this
mate.
season. Their top scorer is own goals. Fulham have been awful.
Is that right?
Is that true?
Is that true?
Goals. Yeah, bro, their top scorer is own goals.
I think Silva's doing an absolute
You might need to
masterclass.
change that. You might need to change that.
That's unbelievable.
No, it legit is. Yeah, I seen it earlier on the Athletic. Yeah, their top scorer is own goals. They've been shocking.
But don't you think it's just a masterclass by Marco Silva because he wants the Forest job and the only way he's going to get it without the 15 mil comp is to get sacked. So he's I think Fulham are in big
You've got to get
trouble.
rid of Dyche for that to happen, though.
They do this every so often though, Fulham. They just have one like bit mid of year, don't they? And then like they get back on it and just finish 8th again. Like so.
But bro, you're talking like they've been back in the Premier League for ages, man. They came up with us.
No, but I feel like Fulham have had a couple of good years and then
recently, yeah.
Like top half, haven't they?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
when
like
they
they
came
did-
up,
Do you think
I
there's
think
anyone
I
else
finished
though? Is there any other team I've missed there? I like that.
Oh, you said Burnley, didn't you? Leeds,
Well, I
Burnley.
think Burnley, Leeds, and Wolves. are
Everyone
going
else
down.
is too good, man.
Yeah, I
mean,
agree.
the thing is with these, a lot of these teams, they have a couple of decent players that will keep. So, like, you look at West Ham, Bowen will probably keep him up on his own.
And they got
Look at
Paqueta
Everton
as well.
got
Yeah.
that Ndiaye guy, you know what I mean? A couple of other decent ones, man. Fulham have got a couple of decent players in their team. Yeah, but then you look at like Leeds and you think, who is their like guy?
Leeds
Jack
got no
Harrison.
Dan
goals.
James.
They've got
Dan
no
James. mate.
goals. Leeds got no goals in the team.
They've
And
got
they got the
Calvert
Calvin
Lewin up top.
Calvert-Lewin.
Lewin, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, man.
Calvert-Lewin.
The thing with Leeds,
LB's face.
The geezer's bang average.
That's just that is just a lack of ambition signing in it.
It was a free as well.
is a
Like,
free.
right, well, you're getting promoted again, yeah. Having been relegated previously, you think, right, come on, let's go and get a top class striker who can get us some goals. You sign Calvert Lewin, man.
He came on for like 20 minutes yesterday. Didn't even notice
On
him.
a free as well.
Honestly, man.
Yeah,
You know what I
The
mean?
thing with Leeds, they're doing they were just trying to keep possession between their centre backs for whenever they had possession, and there was no real forward momentum with them or patterns of play when they were playing yesterday. And I spoke to Joe afterwards. I think Joe's very worried. There's a lot of talk now about the manager, that there's talks and rumblings that the fan base want him gone. So there might be some movement on that.
But
Joe
Farke's
saying-
shown all the time that he can get teams out of the Championship. But he showed it with Norwich as well.
Norwich, yeah.
He's shit in the Premier League. He's shit in the Premier League. Yeah.
I said
done it
this to
every
Joe,
time.
and I
He's
love
done it
Joe.
every time.
I
Every
understand
time he's
why
done it.
Joe-
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time. I understand why Joe's, he's going to back his boys. I get it. But I was like, look, Joe, I want you to stay up. I genuinely do want Leeds to stay up. I think the Premier League's good with a team like Leeds in it, right? But I just can't back them. I just can't. I don't think they've got the quality. I don't think they score enough goals. Burnley, I think, will struggle as well. Wolves look absolutely atrocious, by the way. I mean,
Yeah,
Charlie, I knew you were going to walk past them, and you did at the weekend. But I just don't feel like they got enough quality. And I think them three clubs, I actually had the three clubs that come up go straight back down. I did have that. So I was right about Leeds and Burnley. I believe they still will. But Sunderland are definitely staying up. They're just they look ridiculously good in it with the quality they've got. I know Pete's not happy with that, but they are going to stay up. So I think
someone will drop down. There's always a team that tumbles down. Like
what do you reckon?
I'm
Pete?
hoping.
Is it going to be Newcastle?
Yeah, I mean, should we be talking about Newcastle?
What are you doing?
I'm trying not to suck up to Newcastle. Apparently, I support them, so I'm trying to.
You know what?
on the other side of the fence.
LB, cook these frauds, man. Go win the
Try, bro.
Talking of frauds, where's
we're going to
Deji?
go down? LB,
Where is
cook
Deji?
these frauds, man.
Deji was supposed to be on, but he's got a work call, and he.
How
convenient.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
How convenient. Spursyy again. He's gone Spursyy.
Well, watch Bournemouth drop towards the bottom, by the way. Just
No, they won't.
Just
Bournemouth
remember I
won't
said
go
that.
down. No.
I didn't say go down, but they'll drop off.
To be
And
fair,
I'm there for it.
Wolfer, you were right last season when everyone was bigging them up.
Thank you. Thank you.
You said the drop, and they did.
Oh, Wolfie, by the way, on Thursday, we need to talk again, but I'm going to ask you now, what happened against Sturm Graz? I
Yeah.
thought that was an easy victory and a 3-0 or something. Whatever.
Oh no, I said we wouldn't lose, and we didn't.
We got no chest against Austrian farmers.
You know what? That came in literally as the final whistle went from you, Charlie. You were waiting. You had the
Yeah, he was waiting.
in the chat.
Waiting. This is a guy that says he's winning the Europa League and he can't even score a goal against a team in the Austrian league.
Okay, well, we put a B squad out there.
I don't care. I don't care what squad you put
Yeah.
out there, mate.
Okay, did you win every game when you won? What was that crappy conference thing called last season? Did you win all the games there?
No, we
Didn't you
win all the
lose?
games.
Didn't you lose in the second leg of your qualifier to get in there?
Yeah, we still. Yeah, that's.
All
not
right,
part
so
of
sit
it.
back down, mate. Sit back down.
Yeah, mate,
You celebrate that conference.
Mate,
like
I've
it's
won
a-
European trophies in colour TV, mate, and in
Yeah,
my
so
life.
have I, mate. So
No,
have
you,
I. I
no,
got
you
two of
haven't,
them.
mate. You
I
haven't.
got as many as you have, man.
No, no,
Color
no.
or no color,
no.
the quantity is the same.
No.
But yeah, no, we were very poor in that game. To be honest, I can't even remember it. That's how bad the game was.
Gibbs White missed the
You're
penalty,
still,
didn't
you're
he?
still
Oh yeah,
confident,
yeah, that
though,
was it. Gibbs White missed the bloody penalty, and then Tuchel told him to never take a penalty again, and then dropped
Are you
him from the England
Are you
team.
still like confident that you're going to win this competition, Wolfie?
Bro, I just look at the teams in there, and barring freaking Villa, they all look shit. I can't pronounce half of them, so it should be one that we can win. So someone maybe knocks Villa out, maybe a Leon or something, and then we can go on and win it. But yeah, Sean Dyche winning a
mean,
European
Midtjylland
trophy and
are-
qualifying to the
Midtjylland are
Champions
winning.
League is crazy.
How are Midtjylland top of this table?
Bro, they've been decent, you know.
Yeah. Don't cuss them down. Don't cuss them down. They're a tough team, man. They're a tough team.
They cooked you at
You're
your gap.
23rd, Wolfie. You're 23rd. You've played 4. You've got 5 points. 23rd in this league. you are.
Yeah, he's finishing top 24, Dan. Yeah, he's finishing top 24.
23rd in
Well,
Europa
you want
League
to
standings.
finish in the top 8, really.
Yeah, is
don't
it not
you?
the same as the Champions League?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
exactly
Yeah.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Where did PSG finish
but
last
the problem
season
is-
in the table?
Yeah, but the problem
Yeah,
is, Wolfie, you'll come,
respectfully, you're not
20, you'll come
PSG.
23rd, and then you'll lose to Young Boys in the playoff or something like that.
That Wankland or whatever it's called.
What games you got left in the Europa League?
We got Malmo, then we got Utrecht, and then we got that team with an F from like Cyprus or something. Fafa.
Oh, you
And
got
then-
easy ones.
Not Larnaca. no?
Loss.
I think Malmo and Utrecht are near the bottom of
Well,
Rangers.
they sound like Conference League teams, Malmo, Utrecht.
Well, you would know about those, wouldn't you?
But mate, I've completed the set. I've completed the set, mate. But I don't know why you're laughing, Bill. You didn't even win it.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm not laughing at that. It's just a very quick response.
That was a great
He
game.
walked into
That is
it, man.
Wolfie.
I had to hit him back.
Talking of Chelsea, are you going to be like Arsenal and City's closest sort of rivals, Charlie?
It depends. We're plodding along.
I love this. Charlie just doesn't want to say it. Does he?
Honestly, it's got all mouth, yeah, and then suddenly Chelsea, silence.
No, I'll tell you what I will say, Potts. Right? If we beat Burnley, and then if we beat you at Stamford Bridge, providing we beat Burnley, then I think my stance will shift on whether we can compete and are in a title race. Because I think if we beat you at Stamford Bridge, I think that could, like, people I think then might start to take us a bit more seriously and maybe pay a little bit more attention. But I think right now, I tipped us to finish third at the start of the season, and we're sitting third now, and I haven't seen anything yet to change my mind on that. I still think we're too inconsistent. But if we could find a way to beat Arsenal, then maybe we might find ourselves a bit more in the conversation and be taken more seriously.
Sorry,
Like,
Charlie. Those
inconsistency.
inconsistencies don't just disappear.
No, they don't.
Arsenal, though, do they?
No, they won't disappear if we beat Arsenal. No, but I think we might be taken a bit more seriously if we are able to beat Arsenal. We've got Burnley away after the break. Then I know Potts has got Bayern and us. We've got Barcelona at the Bridge and then Arsenal. So yeah, if we can beat Arsenal, then I feel a bit more. I'd feel more confident about the team. But right now, I'm still, we're not as good as Man City, and we're not as good as Arsenal right now. We can beat them teams in a one-off game, but it's the consistency that is the issue right now. So yeah, we've got an easy win on the weekend, as you'd expect, against a team that's not won a game in the league all season, and we're kind of plodding along all right at the moment.
What do we think of Chelsea as a panel?
I think I want to hear what Pete's got to say on it, because Charlie's got some serious smokes to hold with that shit, man. Seriously. Now it's all fuck off. Just don't talk about my team. Let's talk about all the other 19 teams.
I said we would finish third at the start of the season. We're sitting third right now. I've not seen enough to change my mind that we're going to be in a title race. However, I might start to change my mind if we beat Arsenal.
Okay, but let's ask the proper question. What are you winning?
I've already you asked me this.
No.
You do ask him this every single week, though.
Because he still can't stay consistent with it, man.
Because he's flip-flopped.
Exactly.
We'll win a domestic cup.
We'll win a domestic cup. That's what he says every week. He's literally consistent.
And then what do I follow up with? Are you progressing or regressing?
No, normally you say which one.
Yeah, mate, we'll win a domestic cup this season. I'm confident on that.
£2 billion for a Carabao.
Is it enough?
Well, we're not ready
champions.
We're not ready to win the Premier League.
Wait, hold on. You said if you win your next 2 games, then you're going to start opening that discussion. So are you ready in 2 games' time or not?
In terms of being in a title race, yes, but in terms of winning it, no. Like we're not.
Yeah, but the point was that you said you were going to win a domestic trophy. I'm asking you, is it enough for the world champions that you keep saying you are? Is it enough?
If we finish third and we win a trophy, then that's a progress from last season.
No, it's not, you idiot.
Of course, it is.
Okay, explain how. Carabao Cup and third. Explain how that's progress on last year.
I'm waiting for LB's input on this. His facial reaction is fantastic.
LB, now you understand why he gets asked this
exactly. This question has to be repeated continuously.
So, to start with, we finished 4th last season, so third is an improvement.
What do you get for finishing third that you'll get over finishing 4th?
No, all I'm saying is that we need to improve and we need to get closer to the top. It's better to finish third than it is to finish 4th.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying there's not a scenario where you can finish third and be further away from the winners than where you finished in 4th?
No, of course.
Okay, so shut up. Try another answer.
You could be more points behind. I'm saying that we will win a domestic cup this season, and we'll finish. I think we'll finish third, as I said.
Is it true though, Charlie, that you are the world champions, as you like to say, but it's really, really lucky that Chelsea didn't face Carrier Bag in that World Champions Club World Cup thing?
Wow, to be fair, on neutral grounds, we probably would have beaten them. But yeah, in the Azerbaijan stadium, whatever it was, we were. That
Yoral Harto performance is one of the worst.
Yeah, he was poor.
I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, he was awful.
How much did he cost you?
He wasn't actually that expensive. He was like 30 million or something, maybe 34. But he's not a centre back. He's a left back. So
this is the one that LB clipped up or something. I didn't know this, but LB clipped up because Don was trying to big him up or something. LB, go on, you tell it better. I don't know.
No. It was a game where he played bad, and I said he played bad, and he tried to glaze him. So I literally got clips of all the mistakes that he made, and he still just wasn't having it. He still tried to say he played well, even though
that is typical Don, man.
The one clip that he tried to say was good, it was a bad touch from Hatto, and it was just like, what the hell? Like, anyway. Nah, but listen, man, I actually think that Chelsea are not doing anything that I didn't expect them to do, because I expected them to be in the top 4. But being in the top 4 and being in a real title race, like proper, is a big gap. Yeah, Newcastle finished in the top 5 last year, nowhere near a title race. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think Chelsea will get top 4 easy, which is what I said at the start of the season. But I just don't think they're going to have anywhere near enough to be in a title race. Now, what I would say is if they win the next game and then beat Arsenal, maybe I'll have to look at that then and go, maybe they do. But I don't see that happening.
It's the consistency that's the problem, because we could beat Burnley and Arsenal, right? But then whatever we could then go and lose to fucking
Everton or something. Yeah,
and this is the problem. Like, I don't worry about playing an Arsenal or the bigger sides. Mate, I'm more concerned about Burnley away than I am about Barcelona and Arsenal. That's because of the
I think
inconsistencies
if
that
you're
we
like
have.
if you're within 6 points of the leaders by like February time, I'm gonna go fair play. I think it's very early to talk about the title race right now. I know
Yeah,
everyone
it
wants
is.
to and stuff, but I don't see Chelsea. I don't see Chelsea as a title contender, serious title contender when we get to February, March. I just don't. I think they'll be in and around the top. I think they're going to get top 4. I think they're comfortably going to get top 4. In fact, I think with the players have got out when they come back, I think they will improve. I think Cole Palmer being one of them is clear that he's out. You know, he's an excellent player. But Chelsea I just got to be honest, Charlie. I look at how you've spent £2 billion and I think, where the hell are the centre backs? Where's the goalkeeper? Where's the proper striker that everyone fears? You know, and I know it's not the same Chelsea. I get it. And that's all the Chelsea fans tell me. But I recognise Chelsea up here. The team that I used to hate playing against. Drogba scored against me every week. Czech saving penalties. Terry and Carvalho, Makaleli, Lampard, Essien. I don't see that now. I just see a bang average sort of squad. And it costs $2 billion. Like Palmer's quality, Caicedo's quality. Enzo was unplayable the other day against Wolves. Lavia, when he's fit, always injured, very good player. Then I start to dry up after Reece James and Cucurella. I can't lie. I'm like, who else? Gittins, like, what is that? Like, let's be real. What is that? And then you've got Garnacho, who, you know, I don't know what your thoughts are. He played well, apparently, the other day.
He did play well against Wolves the other day. He got a couple of assists and he was decent, and that was his best game. But if he can produce that level of performance on a consistent basis, then that's great. But I guess the question is, like with a lot of these players, is can they find that level on a consistent basis that we need them to find it? And that's where a lot of these inconsistencies are coming from team-wise, is because the players themselves can't produce the consistent performances. The likes of a Enzo, a Caicedo, a Reece James, and a Cucurella, these guys can produce the consistent performances, and a Cole Palmer, but the rest of them right now, we're not really getting the consistent performances from them. One week they'll be great, the next week they'll be awful. And so we're still searching for that balance in terms of finding a consistency. But we spoke about this so many times before. Like, some of the signs have been good and some of them have been awful. And, you know, the centre-back situation wasn't addressed in the summer. The goalkeeper wasn't addressed in the summer. And we have to get through to the next window and see if we do anything there. If not, then it has to be addressed the following summer. But like, the annoying thing is like, a lot of the ingredients are there. It just seems that every window that passes, we're having the same conversation. We don't have a top centre back. We don't have a top goalkeeper. And, you know, we do lack a real goal scorer. I mean, I was going through this the other day. Like, you look at who's going to get you more than 10 league goals in this team other than Cole Palmer. And I'm saying maybe João Pedro and possibly Liam Delap. Other than that, you're not getting... Do I think João Pedro can get you 15 goals in the league? He's got the ability to. Whether he will, I don't know. Will Delap get 15? Possibly. But yeah, so outside of Cole Palmer, like in terms of a regular income of goals, regular supply of goals, there's not many. The wide players don't score an awful lot of goals. So yeah, it's frustrating because the team is good and we've shown we can beat anyone on our day, but consistency is still lacking big time. And until that consistency comes, then you're not going to be a serious title contender.
But I just think, like, look at this, for example. This is a Chelsea fan. Big up to everyone in the community and everyone in the chat. But 2 billion is disingenuous. It's only 1.5 billion. Oh, wow, you're skint. That's not quite counting for over 800 million recuperated. Building and buying a second team completely with young and exciting teams on low wages with trophies. I just like, look, I appreciate you won the Conference League and the World Cup, but I wouldn't want my club to be run like that. I just wouldn't.
Copium, bro. That's a really bad message, bro. I can't lie, man. Like, listen, the facts is, it has been the biggest waste of money ever spent in football history. Yeah, that's the facts, right?
Well said.
You just had a terrible transfer window, right, where you should have bought legit ballers to go and kick on so you can compete for the majors. You didn't do it. You bought more young players, yeah, and as that reason, you won't win the league. You won't win the Champions League. This summer, coming up next summer, 2026, Chelsea need to go and buy a top goalkeeper, top centre backs, and I'd still say a top striker and probably a top left winger, right? That's what they need, man. But they probably won't do that. They'll probably go out and buy more 20-year-olds.
Well, they've got Penders. They've got Penders coming through in goal.
Mad, man. Crazy. I've never known a football club where, as a fan, if you say, "Oh, you should buy mint players," they start moaning at you.
And also, have you seen a club that constantly wants to go on about its net spend and how they made profit in transfers and stuff, and then they ignore how much they lost on the likes of what's the keeper that Arsenal bought off them?
It's pure, yeah.
Kepa, yeah. Because how much did they spend on Kepa? I'm sure it was more than the 10 mil that Arsenal paid.
72
mil.
Exactly. So they'll ignore all those ones and they'll tell you about the ones where, well, we paid this one and we sold him for, £3 more profit. It's embarrassing. This fan base has lost its standards and is pathetic to see. It really is.
You've got a lot to say from 19th in the table, mate.
Yeah, well, you've got a lot to say when you're talking about a Carabao Cup, bro, with 2 billion spent. So,
mate, all I'm going to be worried about.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Forest won more silverware than you this season.
I'll be celebrating more silverware.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to happen, but
oh, mate,
you better hope it don't, buddy.
It won't.
It's not happening.
You better hope it don't. That means you ain't going to win.
I've already dealt with you 3-0 at your stadium. So, you're 19th. You've been dealt with 3-0 at your stadium.
Yeah, and you can't even beat your car park team in Brentford, bro. So, seriously, where are you going here, man?
Mate, you're 19th in the table. So, whatever you
just go beat Brentford, man. Nothing. Go beat Brentford. Or just say you're in a title race.
Well, we're not in a title race right now.
Okay, so then don't talk, bro. Talk to me when you're in a title race. Forest have been. How about this then? By your logic, Forest have more recently been in a title race than you have.
What are you basing that on?
Why you saying you was in a title race last year?
We were closer to it in January than Charlie was. So what are you saying, Charlie? When was the last time you were in a title race, Charlie?
Mate, we're talking about a proper title
When was
race.
the last time you were in a title race, Charlie?
Mate, we haven't competed for the league since we won it. And I
didn't ask you when you last won it. I said, when was the last time you were in a title race?
Well, when we won the league.
When they won it then.
Yeah.
Okay. So Forest have been in a title race more recently than you, because by your logic, you're not in a title race this season.
You weren't in a title race.
Can you be in a title race if you don't think you're going to win it?
Yeah. Are you asking?
Yeah, you can still be in it. You can still be in
a race if you don't think you're in it. But you've then got to talk about what is actually a title race. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Bro, is everyone in a title race now then?
Spurs were in the title race, weren't they? And then they finished third.
Chelsea aren't. According to Charlie.
I get it, yeah. At the same time, everyone's in a race until you're not in the race, right? But for me, when I'm being on it seriously, I'm talking last 6 games, you're there. You're coming into May thinking, back end of April, or whatever. You're going.
It don't really start till the second part of the season.
Yeah, you got to be getting to February, March.
You got to be in February believing that okay, we're serious now because things can change massively, man. But I think it's key. But let me close on this question, man. Actually, there's a couple of supers I want to do before I do that, and then we'll get out of it. Where are we? I'm going to catch up. We've got a Man City fan very confident here. Says Robertino says hilarious how everyone glazes the Bottle FC squad, but their whole back line has won 0 major trophies versus City's backline's trophy cabinet. Big up. Look, the Sharks are coming, apparently. I don't think they ever left. I know you think you're going to win it, mate, and it's done. So big up to you if you do. And Jake says Emi Buendia's comeback has been incredible. I totally agree with that. We did mention that earlier. He's been outstanding. Okay, last question very quickly before we do wrap up, because we've really been going 2 hours, which is mad. How many teams represented here this season are winning a trophy, do we think?
I reckon I'm winning a trophy.
I'm winning a trophy as well.
I'm winning a trophy.
No, Wolfie, you're not winning a trophy.
The question was...
I think we can win a trophy.
You know you're not winning a trophy. You don't believe it.
Bro, you can't win a trophy with 2 billion spent and you're trying to come on here and say freaking Carabao Cup. Seriously. Have some shame.
I won 2 trophies last season.
What are you winning this year, man? If you want to do past, I can do past.
Yeah, I'm winning another trophy this season.
Yeah, you're winning a Carabao Cup to qualify you for the competition you won last year, so have some shame.
No,
seriously.
I'm qualifying for the Champions League via league. I'm
You
winning. a
did that
trophy
last
this year.
year, and you'd
I'm
spend
winning-
300
I'm-
million less.
I'm
Wow!
winning
Congrats.
I'm winning a trophy, mate.
Which one? Carabao Cup.
Whatever, Carabao Cup, FA Cup,
All
maybe
right, all
both.
right.
We'll
Enjoy the
see.
Conference League then.
No, we won't be in a Conference League. We'll be in the Champions League.
Well, make sure of that then.
Mate, we'll all chip in for you, mate, for a staying up trophy, and we'll give it to you when we meet up next season at some point.
What, you're too cheap? You can't do it by yourself.
No, mate. We will have a group effort, mate. I'm not
With all that
spending-
silverware,
I'm
you got
not.
nothing spare to sell.
I'm not committing all my own money for a staying up trophy for you.
I mean, like, why don't you just sell some youth players, man? They'll provide the money for you.
I think everyone's said yes apart from Pete.
Pete, you're not defending your Carabao.
The goat father's waiting for me in the chat to say, I think we can win. I think we can win.
Pete, you're not retaining the Carabao.
Well, I think we can.
Well, there we go. So there we go.
Wait,
Pete's
Pete, how
retaining
can
the
you
Carabao.
retain the Carabao if Charlie's winning it?
Well, then Charlie ain't winning it, is it?
So let me get this right. Wolfie, you think you're winning the Europa League, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Billy, you think you're winning the Europa League, I guess.
Europa League or FA Cup.
Or
I
FA.
think this is the year that we really can go on and win something.
Okay.
Touch
Charlie
wood.
thinks they're winning the Carabao Cup.
Well,
The
or
domestic-
FA Cup, one of the two
Or FA
domestics.
Cup.
Yeah.
Okay. LB thinks they're winning the league. I'll say Arsenal winning the league because we just must. And Pete, what are you saying?
Because we
Yeah,
just
Carabao FA Cup.
We must, mate.
Well, to
We
be
just must.
fair, one of
We
us.
must be this
Carabao
year,
FA Cup.
otherwise I'm going
I
to
mean,
give
to
up.
be fair, like you'd expect, I mean, we should all get through the next round of the Carabao. Me, Potts, LB, and P. It'd probably be us four in the semis of the Carabao. We've
Good
all
shout,
got plan.
actually.
Well,
Probably
it should be.
would
I mean,
that is my prediction. Is that
we got Cardiff away, so we should be
you're
able to beat
through.
them.
Oh my God, if you lose that game, you better not go to no Ballers League, man. I'll tell you that now. Yeah.
Who you got? Who you got in
We
the
got
quarters?
Palace.
You,
at home.
Potts, you got Palace, haven't you? In some weird fixture
seen-
thing. Where
Have you seen where it's been played? Oh my God, man, this is a
What?
joke. We're gonna have to complain as our Palace. So basically, Palace play against FC Puss or someone on Thursday night.
Pause.
On Thursday night. No, it is actually called like KPUS or something. They're playing a crap team anyway on the Thursday night, and then they've got Leeds on the Sunday because of that. Arsenal are playing Everton randomly on the Sunday because they want to put it on TV. And
Is it at
both
Hill
of them got to
Dickinson?
play- Yeah, at their place.
yeah.
And then we will both got to play on the Tuesday night.
So
we
you're
play
playing.
Sun-
So you're
Super
playing. So
Sunday.
Palace are playing Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday.
Yeah, and we're playing Wednesday, Sunday, Tuesday. No, we're not playing midweek. We're playing Sunday, Tuesday. So we can't play the Carabao Cup game that midweek because they're playing Capus or whoever they are. So we've both got to play on a Sunday and then play that game on the Carabao Cup on the Tuesday. So that could be any result. That
Wait,
one.
where's the location? Did you say something about the location?
No, the location is at the
location of
Emirates.
the
Like, it's in
game.
terms of the fix.
I thought you were going to play in like Belgium or something
Nah,
to save
nah,
them some
nah.
travel.
Nah, they're going to have to move. They're either going to have to move the Carabao Cup. Sorry, move the Conference League game to a Wednesday and let Palace play on the Saturday, or they're going to have to like put the Arsenal and Palace games on the Saturday and give them the break they need for the Tuesday.
Then
But
you've
Palace are
got
going to
no
have to
break
either
for
way
the-
play two. Yeah, exactly.
3 games in 6 days is fucking wild.
I'm
man.
sorry, they're paid like 100 grand a week. Man up and play the fucking games.
Ah!
Seriously.
Yeah, but still, that's
Hey,
for-
Arsenal aren't complaining on that because you have
No,
a 3
apparently
week
there's
before
a rule that says you can't do it, so they're going to have to do something. Apparently, you cannot play within 2 days of each other. It's saying it has to be that 3 day thing. Sorry. So
But why can't you play the Carabao game on the Wednesday?
Yeah.
because yeah, I don't know. That's another good point. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
There must be a reason they're not playing it on the Wednesday.
Maybe Arsenal got a Champions League game or
To be
something.
fair, if there's nothing that midweek, well, there wouldn't be. If there's a Carabao
Oh, I know
Cup that
why.
week,
I
there
know
might be a
why. Do you
Champions
know?
League.
I know why now. I know why now because it's Christmas Eve.
Ah,
Oh yeah, shit. 'Cause you're playing 23rd of December, isn't it? Because the normal tie, all the other ties are on the 16th and the 17th, the week before.
Yeah. So this Conference League. So basically, D actually muddied the panel last night, and it was actually quality. So he's basically said, and it was quite good, and I didn't see it coming. They were like, "So why is this happening? Why is this happening?" And he went, "Because Palace are good, and we actually play in the Conference League and get through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, where all the rest of the teams didn't. They all went out." I was like, "Bloody hell, that's true." Chelsea went out, so I didn't have to worry about it. West Ham went out, didn't have to worry about it. Villa went out, didn't have to worry about it. It's like fair play, Palace. They've actually got through to the quarters of the Carabao Cup whilst being in the Conference League. So now this has messed it up. That's the only
they're
reason.
just extending their time in there. That's all they're doing.
Yeah,
Mate, Palace could easily beat Arsenal at the Emirates in that game.
Yeah, I think they could.
Yeah.
I think they could because I mean, they're a good side. Let's have it right, but it's
3 games in 6 days.
Not with the
crazy,
amount of
I
football
agree.
they're going to be playing before that. If it was the
I've got
first
the
game
team
of the
wrong.
three,
KUPS,
Cups.
Cups. Yeah, Cups.
if that was the first game of the
Why
three,
is the U lowercase in
I
that?
don't know.
FC Cups.
Look at the state. Just quickly, look at the state of this league. Right, this is the current Conference League. Right, top is Samson Spor, Selja, Mainz, Larnaca are in 4th. They beat Palace, by the way. Lausanne are in 5th. Don't know. Real Vallecano, I know them.
Got
Strasbourg, I know them.
Yeah.
Fiorentina, Palace, and Shakhtar. Then it's Kupus, Rakow, Zest, Drita, Jagiellonia, AK Athens, I've heard of. Sparta, Noah are back in there. Sigma,
Noah.
Rijeka. I mean, come on, man. What is happening?
Why are Lincoln in this competition? Man? Lincoln Reds imps, man.
Oh, I've heard of them before.
Yeah, I've heard Red Imps, yeah. And Billy couldn't win this competition.
We played Ajax, Lille.
You
Oh,
got
yeah,
Marinakis.
yeah,
Hey, you got Marinakis.
Yo, Lincoln Red Imps are 4th in
Oh,
the
they're
Gibraltar National
Gibraltar.
League.
Yeah, they're Gibraltar, yeah.
Hey, Potsy, you remember when we went through the stadiums?
Oh, that's the best, bro. That was the best, bro.
Oh my god. Have you ever
One of
have a
them
minute
looked like
yet?
one of them looked like Acne Marshes, didn't it? It was like, what
Bro,
is
go and have a
going
look at the
on?
stadiums of some of these Conference League teams, man.
Honestly,
It's
yeah.
wild.
Didn't one of them have like a train station that Spurs played
Yeah,
last season?
yeah.
Go
Yeah.
train line or something.
Honestly, man.
A train was going past as they were
Really?
playing.
Mm.
It's just mad. But anyway, listen, people, we're going to wrap up there, man. It's been a great show. We've gone over 2 hours, which is probably one of the longest ones ever, man. Big up to everyone. There was no Deji tonight. Don't know what happened to him. He went all Spursy on us. No Errol tonight. No Errol. He's going to have to hold the L big time, seeing as they lost. But big up to
But at least
Charlie.
he
Big up
can't lose next weekend, so he's fine.
Well, there we go. He can't. And, big up to Pete. Big up to LB. Big up to Wolfie. We're going to send you over to Igal, who's live now with his panel. So, yeah, go and spam the chat. Show some love to Igal. We're going to get out of here, and we'll see you next time, people. Laters.